Good morning. It's the 11th of August in the year of our Lord 2018. This is Shooting the Breeze, of course. I'm your main host, TakersMinion. I'm joined, as always, my friend, with my bestest friend in the world, from the land of the rising sun, Mr. Dr. Senju. Good, I guess it's evening still for you. I don't know. You don't have daylight savings time over there, damn it. So I don't know.
Hey, you big boy!
It's so God. Oh, that's been a running joke. That's been a running joke for quite a while.
Quite a while. Hi, I'm Mr. Dr. Senju, the insane person today. Yes, I do not have daylight savings times over here, and yes, it is midnight for me here as well. So.
Okay.
How are you today, good sir?
I'm doing quite well, in all things considered.
All things considered.
Today, we're going to be talking to Mae Young, probably some G1, because I know you're all excited about it. You got something about a Bushi you want to tell me.
Yep, something about a Bushi.
All that came about was from the Burning Hammer pile driver. That's how that all came about.
Well, before that, shouldn't we introduce people, or shouldn't we?
Yeah, let's introduce the guest today from the
land of gyros and musakas, I think.
You can't see me now, but I'm doing a thumbs up here.
Yeah, that land of gyros and musakas. Considering, coincidentally, I actually went to
and a million white houses.
Because the summers are unbearable.
Well, it depends if you have sea next to you.
Yeah.
If you have a beach next to you, you're fine.
Yeah,
You're having all kinds of issues there, MDS now.
Anyway, let's move on.
It's Philip Bexman from the Good Bros. I guess Good Bros is what it is, if I'm not mistaken.
From the Good Bros, Sports Bros.
Isn't it Sports Bros?
Sports Bros Incorporated. Excuse me, my mistake.
From the Good Bros over here. No problem, no worries. We tend to think we're Good Bros.
You're one half of the Sports Bros.
At least George is a good bro. I know that. I don't know about me, but George is a good bro.
You then. One half of the Sports Bros Incorporated. We have Felix Bexman, also known as Philip Dawson.
Yeah, I'm actually Philip Dawson. Now,
how are you today, sir?
My name is Philip Dawson. But
Bexman is your nickname.
Bexman is my handle.
How are you today? Okay, how are you today, good sir?
Doing pretty well. I'm out in the nature right now. My connection already dropped on the pre-show, so we're on a good start.
Yeah, we're definitely going off to a good start. Oh yeah. $1 billion question, considering. Is it hot over there in Greece?
Yeah, it's pretty hot right now. We actually had a pretty bad summer to begin with.
So I've heard, because interesting thing, I went to Europe about a month ago. So
yeah, we had a bunch of wildfires and shit like that, and then a lot of rain. So yeah, but now it's pretty hot.
I went to
pretty hot, although a bit windy. Hot. So yeah, I'm doing pretty well.
England was sweltering. Yeah, it was sweltering hot in England, and particularly hot in France. So
yeah,
I got the whole 9 yards of everything there. But in any case,
yeah.
Should we begin?
Should we begin? I got good news and I got bad news.
Okay.
Yeah. Before I have good news and the bad news.
Your headset this week is really screwing up there, buddy. Or it's your internet connection, one or the other.
One or the other. Oh shit. Okay. I'll try to do a quick repair with that, but here's the have you watched G1 yet?
No worries. So we talk about what?
Jeez Louise. Am I here? Am I not here?
You're there. You changing headsets, are you?
Seems like it.
I'm hearing noises. I don't know what
How
it
is
is.
it now?
1 2 1 2.
Yeah. Do you hear us?
I can
Oh,
hear
good.
you. I can hear you well.
Yeah, speak a little. Speak a little.
Okay, G1. Let's knock this out real quick.
Have you watched Batman?
Yeah, a bit. I've watched a bit.
Have
Not
you watched
tremendously,
the-
but I've seen some of the top matches.
Okay. Have you seen this week's G1?
What do you mean? What do you mean this week's? Until when you think? What do you say?
Up
From
until
when?
the current, up until the current, of course.
I haven't seen the past couple 2 or 3 days or so, but so
Okay, that means I know the gauge. I know where the
Well,
gauge
I
is
know
at.
I
So,
know day 19's already gone, right?
well, I know what has happened. I
Day
just
19
haven't
goes.
watched it yet. The
Yeah,
final's all
okay.
set,
You know,
right?
okay. Still,
I just haven't
yeah, I
watched
know the finals all set. The final, final been said and done. I still have bad news for both Taker and considering I news. Taker doesn't yet.
Yeah, it's still messing up, my friend. Still messing
Yeah.
up.
It is.
Huh.
Jump out and come back.
Yeah.
Sometimes
So
that's what
should
you
we
got.
should we maybe talk about the May until this happens?
I don't know what's going on with his setup today. This is the first time I've ever heard him go through this.
Yeah, it happens. I told you. But then bad connection with the wires and
Sounds
stuff
like,
could
it
happen.
almost sounds like you're in water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should
Alright. You guys stop. I think we.
It's still messing up.
It's still
I don't
it's
know,
still
it's
it's
just-
still it's still skipping there, MDS.
Jeez, what's going on here?
It's one of those days.
Come on.
We had one of those
I'll
weeks
check
last
out.
week.
I'll check. Darn it.
Hey, calm down. Don't worry about it.
And it didn't start until the show started.
All right.
Really weird.
Yeah. So okay. So I'm guessing MDS dropped that to restart or something. I don't know.
You probably gotta do a full reset like he's done before.
Yeah. So should we talk about the May? Maybe.
Yeah, we could talk a little bit
Mhm.
about. We could talk some about the May until he gets back. Sure.
All right. Let me
I
get
mean,
the
the
list.
field.
of
We know the
wrestlers.
field is set. All 32 people have been announced. All 32 women have been announced.
Yeah, we can talk about the wrestlers here on this show.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, this is a show where we don't talk about what
We
has
don't
happened
talk.
because-
We don't talk about spoilers at all. You
Yeah,
know,
so-
and it's something that is. I mean,
We
some
won't-
things.
we-
Some things have been minorly spoiled because of the internet and press coverage of it. But other than that,
Yeah, we won't talk about any of the wrestling that's happened. Only about that one thing we'll talk about a little bit
yeah,
and stuff. We won't talk about any of the wrestling that happened.
no.
Let me get so let me get the list of the wrestlers here. But should we talk about that one thing before we talk about the list?
What one thing?
Yeah, I was talking about we're gonna start with the May because of because of
Well,
your
he's
connection
back
issues.
now. Let's try to get the
okay.
G1. Let's get the G1 in before he loses his audio.
Before I lose my head. Before I lose my head.
Mhm.
Figuratively, not literally.
Oh no. Okay.
1,000 samurai drippers coming to your door.
Yeah.
Samurai strippers. Should I be happy or should I be sad about that one?
Scared.
Well, at least
Okay.
you'll die happy.
I'll die happy being slain by samurai strippers. Yay. In any case, hopefully it's from Yujiro Takahashi since he owes me something.
Oh,
In any case, like I said, night 28. Night 28. What am I talking about? Yeah,
night.
it is. Technically speaking, it is night 28. Yeah, it is night 28 because night 28 has come and gone. Night 27 also has come and gone. Taker, I bring you bad news.
What?
Our Lord and Savior, Tetsuya Naito,
Uh-huh.
is not going to go to finals.
And I'm disappointed.
Yeah, you should be.
Who is?
I am. I
Oh,
mean,
you
as a
bastard! You're gonna be at the G1 finals. You bastard! You.
yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to go to the finals. I'm going to watch it.
I bet George is gonna be jealous.
That's why I'm saying that this is bad news because I actually have the tickets and I'm not watching Tetsuya Naito on the finals, which is sad in a way.
Sad for you.
Sad for me, yeah, sad for me because
I didn't know you were such a Naito mark.
hey, I'm a Lij fan. I'm chill. I'm tranquilo. I'm supposed to be mad, but no, I should be chill. But no.
Well, let's move to the good news. Sorry, I'm rushing a little bit and stuff. I got my family here.
Okay.
Any family.
Okay. Fine. Good news is, like you said, the finals of the G1 Climax has been set. Yes. On night 27, you already have your A block champion determined already. To those of you who've already watched, for night B, I'm technically already spoiling it by saying that Tetsuya Naito is not going to go to the G1. But that also leaves us with a few other interesting tidbits. Should Kenny Omega go to the finals? Should Kota Ibushi go to the finals? Or should, say, our Lord, another Lord and Savior who I shall not be named, Kazuchika Okada?
Ooh.
Okada was in the A block, right?
Yeah, this is for the B block. I'm not going to spoil anything. Like I said, there's a lot of matches that is going on, that has been going on. One of them, yes, is technically speaking Zack Sabre Jr. versus Tetsuya Naito.
Yeah.
And I think this is. I think you can't come down to the whole main event with Zack Sabre Jr. versus Tetsuya Naito and the long-awaited match that everybody has been waiting for: Kenny Omega versus Kota Ibushi.
Yeah.
And
the
might I
match
say,
that will determine the group.
yeah,
pretty much.
Pretty much. And might I say, this match actually won me over. Because before this, I argued that Tomohiro Ishii versus Kota Ibushi Ishii and Ibushi was my best match for the whole series. And George came over and said to me that no, you have to watch Omega versus Ishii. Okay. I'll say he says that was a good one. I'll say that Ibushi versus Ishii was a good one. But holy shit, I may have to say that this match itself might just trump those two.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because
it's almost like if Tomohiro Ishii is a good wrestler or something.
He had a good round of G1, I think. This year.
I would say so.
Yeah, he had a good G1 appearances because I'll quickly wrap it up. I'll quickly give assessments on everyone after I finish on this one. But oh my god, this match blew me away. As if I haven't really watched Ibushi versus Omega, this one just hit the icing on the cake on both action-wise and emotional-wise. Of course, people are going to cry at the end of it all because, well, it's Ibushi and Omega.
Yeah.
And people are going to cry tears of joy and tears of love and whatnot. You know, the golden lovers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're having to face everybody. They're having to face each other. Go figure.
Yeah, go figure. Please don't rub it in the face just because you can't. You didn't watch.
The thing is, I don't have NJPW. World,
I know.
I still have it, and I can't right currently because of the situation with LL. I can't do anything.
I know. I'm not. This is you coping. This is you coping by slinging poo on my face.
No, you're still on that acid because you're going to the finals.
I can't say much about it. I'm so sorry.
This is the same guy who went to Wrestle Kingdom last year or earlier this year, and now you're going to this.
I'm going to this. I don't know. I'm pretty lucky. Don't say
He's
that.
got the money. Why should he do?
Yeah.
Damn it.
I just like giving him
Don't
shit.
rub salt on his wounds. Yeah,
I
don't
know,
rub
I know.
salt on Taker's wound because he's gonna give
Says-
me more shit.
Says,
I'll be buried in more shit.
Says
now.
the guy's
My
never
show.
gone to a wrestling show. Don't worry about it. Let's move on.
Well,
But like I said, this is a match I don't want to spoil. Just if you have the chance, go watch it. Definitely watch this one because this is the basically penultimate and the ultimate ending for G1 Climax. And I'm in on a general kind of note. I enjoyed the G1 Climax this year immensely. I mean, I haven't watched since 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I just caught up last year on this one, so this has been quite entertaining.
well, yeah, you've been
like I
watching
said,
more NJPW though lately too.
And like I said, surprisingly, Tomohiro Ishii has had a good G1 season. Hangman Page has had a very good G1 season as well, even though
I
he's
don't think she having a good G1 season is news at this point.
yeah, no, it's not
You gotta
news.
admit,
At this
the
point
guy's a fucking beast. Sorry for
considering,
the word.
considering
He's a
he's also a former champion of G1, so you can't really say much about it. But I'm surprised that the veteran can still actually go toe to toe with some of the young some of the young lions, and some of the other veteran talents that they had.
Yeah, I get it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because I thought that as the veteran and as a dad of one of the dads in NJPW, he'd chill around, but no, he's not going to chill around. Like before he was facing Omega, and before he was facing Omega, Ishii said that remind Omega who Ishii really is, and he did remind Omega who Ishii really is, quite literally. So.
From what I heard, he busted his mouth wide open.
Yep.
Yep. And
Can't
Omega was undefeated up to that point. Until he met Ishii.
He did, but yeah. So technically speaking, no. Definitely speaking, Hiroshi Tanahashi won the Block A. Spoiler alert for those of you who haven't listened, who haven't watched Night 27 for the Block A penultimate stuff. Tanahashi won. He's the champ for Block A. I'm not spoiling for the B block.
I guess that
today.
happened because Jay White lost.
Because Jay White lost. Because he's the closest. He's the closest competitor who wanted to catch up against Tanahashi.
Yeah, I think him and Okada. I thought Jay White was actually going to win the block. I was surprised.
Me too, because he's one of the surprise inclusions, and he has had an excellent G1, Jay White.
Yeah.
I mean, his year has been phenomenal. He's
as
been
expected.
He's recruited to Chaos by Okada. Yeah, he's been recruited to Chaos by Okada. Had a small segment with Omega initially, and then got recruited to Chaos, and then did a lot of things during his months as a Chaos member, and had some issues with several Chaos members. Yoshihashi, trying to stick to the same storyline.
I don't know if we can call him a Chaos member at this point. He's turned pretty much everyone.
He's turning pretty much everyone except for Okada and Geto. Technically speaking, Geto.
Yeah.
So.
That will happen soon.
Fine, but hey, A block champion has been set. B block champion has been set. All there is to it is just wait for the Korakuen, wait for the finals that is going to happen. And yes, again, I'm sad. I'm very happy and very sad to say that yes, I'm going there alone this time, actually, rather than.
I do have a question.
Yep.
I do have a question. How many stars do you think Muscle Day will give the final? 5.5 plus.
Oh God! Meltzer just scores. I guess.
If he dares to give Omega, if he dares to give any match with Omega or any of his picks a 6.5, I think Ibushi should deserve a 6.5 out of stars. It's just that.
Yeah.
It's just that.
He's that good.
Yeah,
I'm messing around a bit. I'm just saying because we know how big of a market for Japan.
I know, and all this stemmed out from the fact that I told Taker earlier on that, it's so surreal that Kota Ibushi went to WWE, competed under the CWC, and got a burning hammer by Brian Kendrick, and fast forward to this year, and he has had an excellent season in NJPW. So
yeah.
Maybe it took the Cruiserweight Classic to get him noticed by NJPW.
Probably, yeah.
I don't think it's that. He was more of a freelancer up to that point.
Yeah, he was more.
He didn't want to be in one place because he wants to have fun.
He did, because back then in the 2 years, he's going around. He started in New Japan Pro Wrestling up until 2016, and then he went from freelancer. He went freelancer, and that's when he was going WWE.
He even wrestled in SWA and stuff like that. He wrestled in the UK.
Yep, he did. Just crazy and all himself, and now he's one of the darlings in. Well, he's one of the darlings in NJPW now. So there's one. And
I think WWE missed the boat on that guy, from what I'm hearing.
Missed the boat. I don't know whether it's missed the boat or just that they can't tie Kota Ibushi down. They wanted to tie him down. He just didn't want to.
He just didn't want to be there.
Mm-hmm. Because
he knows he has much more value to gain in Japan at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about the money. It's about him making a name for himself at this point. Once he becomes for the money, then he might come. But
technically speaking, he was trying to make a name for himself back then. From 2009 to 2016, he was trying to.
Yeah, but I think he wants to establish himself as the ace at this point.
Yes.
In Japan, so.
Yes.
Or at least one of the aces.
Or just try and get one last hurrah, because he's slowly getting there. He's slowly crossing the mid-30s and almost reaching up to the early 40s as well.
I don't know. Suzuki's still pretty freaking great.
which leads me to this. Minoru Suzuki has had a good season as well. I don't know. The dads are looking good, except for Toriano.
Toriano's doing his own thing,
Yeah. Except for Toriano. Just Toriano, I know your role. You're there to act cute and try comedic stuff, but yeah.
Must not be working all that well. If you're like,
yeah,
yeah, that's what he does.
I mean, like I said earlier on in the past few weeks when I started talking about G1, when you expect Toriano in your card or in your block, what his role is. He's gonna go right smack at the bottom while doing fuck all or just entertaining the crowd. That's it. That's just what he does.
And then he'll fuck around and beat Kota Ibushi, because that's what he does.
Yep. Oh, and before I quickly move on, as of note, I would like to point out that there is a character akin to Kota Ibushi in a manga over here in Japan.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they have it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I already told you. There's a cartoon character or a manga character in Japan in a famous comic here.
Oh, I thought I was gonna mention who it was actually.
Yeah, Kota Ibushi. Ibushi has a character.
Name?
Kota Ibushi has a character in a Japanese manga here, serialized manga.
Okay. I believe that.
Yeah. If you want to catch it, the name of the manga is Karate Shokoshi Kohinata Minoru. And
what was that?
That
sorry,
was
I think I heard a trombone. Sorry.
And
I should know my brother started playing the trombone the past month or so.
Great. Okay. And I think his character's name is Jun Tabuse, I think. I'll post a photo of him on Twitter or something, or I'll just pass it to you privately. But if you see it, he looks exactly like Kota Ibushi. He looks dead on like Kota Ibushi.
Yeah, sorry for laughing. Yes, it is my brother playing trombone.
Awesome. Okay. I think that's the cue. That's the cue for me to stop talking about G1, stop talking about Kota Ibushi, stop gushing about him way too much.
Don't worry about it. I'm just saying. That's why I'm laughing.
Well, okay.
Oh, what I miss.
Okay. That's what did Taker miss? Yes, Taker missed everything. Okay, brother. Let's move on to talking about Mae Young Classic, the pinnacle of the
Let's
show
talk
today.
about
Let's
the-
talk. Let's talk about Mae Young Classic.
The second Mae Young Classic. Yeah, let's talk about this thing. Before we talk about the wrestlers, let's talk about, I guess,
Show
what
itself.
happened.
I think the show itself. I think
What
it's
happened. Yeah. So
yeah.
we're not gonna talk about any spoilers. Obviously, this is
Let's avoid spoilers,
let's avoid
because
spoilers
we're going
and
to
what
talk
happened.
about. We're basically going to talk about just
We're just only gonna talk about the one thing, which is obviously the injury to the girl in my picture, Tegan Knox.
just no, just no. Not
Yeah.
yet. Anyways, not yet. Anyways, we'll avoid
Just
that.
no. Just
Not yet. Not there. Not there. We're not going to talk about that. Let's just talk about the whole Mae Young Classic overall.
yeah.
You-
I just we just gotta talk about all the wrestlers. That's why I mentioned. That's why I mentioned. Let's get that out the way. Let's get the bad stuff out the way so that we can focus on the good stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what
So
I thought
let's
about
see.
it.
Let's see. Mae Young Classic 2018.
I have a list in front of me of the wrestlers.
Do you want to list the whole wrestlers down? Sure.
Yeah.
I think I don't know whether this is, I don't know whether this is the. I think this is the. This is the whole lineup. I hope.
I have
this
it.
is the whole lineup.
I
Basically.
have it in front of me.
Okay, but I'll line it up for you by this way. We got couple of we got a lot of people in the United States representing the United States.
Obviously.
8, 4, 5, 8.
So should we take
13?
country from country?
We got 13 competitors from the United States. We got one from South Korea, one from Scotland, one from Puerto Rico, one from Portugal, 3 from Japan, one from India, 2 from England, 2 technically are from China. One of them has double.
One
citizenship.
It's one from China. I think Karen Q is used as an American.
Okay.
It's kind of a similar deal with Diana Barrasso. She's half Italian, but she's representing the U.S.
Yeah. Anyway, 1 from Chile, 2 from Canada, 1 from Brazil, and 2 from Australia. Obviously.
Okay, I have it in the opposite order, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Let's start with the Americans. Let's get the Americans out the way first. We'll start with some of the lesser names at first. Obviously, we're gonna talk about some of the performance center girls and stuff. Jessie Alabon and Reina Gonzalez, for example. Okay, Reina Gonzalez was in last year's Mae Young Classic. She's a big girl from Texas, powerhouse kind of wrestler. I don't expect her to go very far, but I think they're starting to do something with her and Rhea Ripley at house shows recently, where the big heel kind of tag team / bodyguards for another heel and stuff. And that might go somewhere, actually. I don't know. They see something in her. They see something in her where she could be useful in a certain way. So we'll see what happens with her. Jessie Alabon is a former volleyball player, if I'm not mistaken. Tall, lanky girl. Very cute.
Who?
Very cute. Jessie Alabon.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. She is.
Yeah, she's she could be kind of like used as a babyface kind of girl next door kind of character, on the lower card part, perhaps. She's been signed for about 8 months, 9 months. I don't know how long she's been training. So she's doing some things how she does, not a lot of things, but she's gaining her footing a little bit in WWE. So that's good to see as well. Interesting to see how she does in this tournament. The one PC girl I'm really interested. There are 2 other girls also I want to mention: Lacey Lane and MJ Jenkins. Lacey Lane is a pretty interesting case.
Pretty interesting case.
I don't mean it's in a bad way. I don't mean it's in a bad way.
Okay.
She's charismatic and what have you. Decent wrestler. It could be someone that could potentially win a match, go to the second round, perhaps. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. Every year they choose a few girls from the performance center to go. Like they did last year with Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair and etc. So they could do it again with someone like Lacey Lane, give her a win and then a good match in the second round. She was someone that should have signed earlier. That should have signed late last year, but had an arthritic condition in her knees, and they didn't sign her then. But like Io Shirai, they signed her recently. Okay. So she got it fixed.
Io got the heart stuff under control with medication now.
Yeah.
So
That was
she was very disappointed with that. And when there was something that happened, I can't remember, and they had Kyrie saying,
Yeah, they introduced Kyrie Sane for the Mae Young Classic. She got the big reveal because Io was gonna get that reveal until the deal got nixed. And then when Kyrie got that deal, he kind of pissed
Tore
off
her.
Io in a good way. It pissed her off in a good way in the sense
yeah,
that
because she went back home and got it fixed.
I need to get that moment.
Yeah.
I need to
Yeah.
get that moment for myself, and she got it.
Mhm.
And stuff. So we'll see what happens with her. But Lacey also had that deal nixed at first, and then got it back, and she got signed.
You know,
And
when you were talking about Reina Gonzalez, she's the daughter of a former wrestler, is she?
yeah, she's a
not?
second generation wrestler. She's a second generation wrestler herself. So yeah,
Right. And her father was in WWE or WWF. I can't remember which.
yeah, probably,
I think it was
probably.
Mhm.
Lower card guy probably or Java or whatever he was. I don't know. I don't remember him. Anyway, sorry. My knowledge of WWE is not that. It's
She's
not that
another-
tremendous.
The one thing I'm interested about Lacey Lynn is that she's another product of the Dudley Boys Academy of Professional Wrestling.
Yeah, that should be interesting. I think that's NJ Jenkins actually, or maybe both,
I think both. I think
both of them are Dudley Boyd students. So NJ Jenkins is another girl who's like wrestles a lot in Florida. She actually wrestled a bit went to wrestle for TNA for
Mhm.
Impact, and they didn't sign her. So she came. She impressed apparently the guys at WWE, and they signed her to a deal.
Mhm.
I don't know much about her, but she seems to have a lot of character from what I've seen herself. So she's, I think, more of a kind of like arrogant character.
Mhm.
So we'll see what they do with her. The one case that interests me a lot, as far as like performance center girls this year, when it comes to American performance center girls at least, is
Mhm.
Casey Catanzaro.
Casey Catanzaro, the American Ninja Warrior specialist. So.
Yeah, yeah, you should know what that means, by the way.
Yeah.
Because
If
that series is it was brought up through a Japanese series.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the
Japanese Ninja Warrior.
She
I
was
think
the
so.
first. She was the first woman to complete a national semifinal series or city final series.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not American Ninja Warrior. It's Sasuke here in
It's
Japan.
Sasuke.
So,
It's Sasuke
yeah.
in Japan. It became an American Ninja Warrior. She was the first woman in the 6th season. She was the first woman to complete the city final course
Sasuke. Yeah.
and go to the national finals and stuff. I mean, she's a little dynamo. Okay,
Mhm.
former Division 1 gymnast. She's very athletic, very agile.
Mhm.
Short little thing. She's
She's
5 feet
Yep.
tall.
Oh God! No,
No, I know.
another goddamn gnat.
I know. Not another goddamn gnat.
Yeah.
No. No.
Sorry.
Just no.
Sorry, yeah.
No.
No. I know
Okay.
you're going there.
Don't get me going.
No. I
Figure
know
this-
you're gonna start there, Taker. I know you're
We
gonna
figured
start
this.
there.
Okay, something I didn't know. TakersMinion does not like short people.
No, it's not that. There's one particular person I don't like who's short.
No, Taker. No.
She's not
Calm
even
down.
5 foot.
Calm down. She's shorter, but calm down.
Don't
And
worry.
maybe weighs 90 freaking pounds soaking wet.
Don't worry about it.
Taker, sit there. Calm down.
Anyway.
Do the Lamaze breathing.
She had a 276-pound woman that's a foot and a half taller than her selling for her.
No, Taker, calm down.
I guess
Lamaze
you're
breathing.
not talking about that woman. Don't worry.
Lamaze breathing.
Yeah, right. Lamaze breathing my ass.
We're not talking about that woman. No. Anyway, no. She's
Yeah,
not.
okay.
She's
Casey
not
can-
like that. She's not like that. She's not like that. She's actually athletic, unlike that other girl. So yeah,
But
and
let's-
she's gonna be she's gonna be one of those high flyer types. I'm pretty sure. Like very athletic, very not afraid to do crazy stuff if need be.
All
So-
I hope is she's willing to take a bump.
Well, she did.
Oh, she will. Oh, she will.
She
She will.
has. She will. She has, and she did. She actually did And then, she actually did take good bumps in an NXT live event, fighting against Reina Gonzalez, and she has
Listen.
made a couple of appearances in house shows on NXT television. So there's that.
Okay. Okay.
Listen, the one thing you cannot blame the recent call ups that happened from NXT about a year ago and stuff. The one thing you say what you want about Sonya Deville, Liv Morgan, and those girls. Those girls are not afraid to bump. Okay,
No, not at all.
Sonya's not afraid to bump. Liv Morgan definitely is not afraid to bump. Even Mandy's not afraid to bump. And she doesn't have to, but she does.
She doesn't.
Okay.
She doesn't. She doesn't
She can
need
just-
to, but
she
she
can just
can
post
take
the
them.
way. Yeah, exactly.
The only one that can't bump that that tries to refuse bumping is goddamn Alexa Bliss.
Yeah,
And you said it. Sit down over there, sir.
because all she cares about is
No, 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 no. Yeah.
All she cares about is what?
the money.
That's right.
She's
She's not there to
getting
work.
paid in titles.
Okay, guys, focus.
Anyway,
Mae Young
let's get
Classic.
back to the let's get back
Mae Young
to the
Classic.
tournament.
Mae Young
Anyway,
Classic
just
first.
keep
Right
an eye on
foot.
Casey. Keep an eye on Casey. I think she could make a deep run in this thing. You know,
Because
I'm
I
just
hate
saying.
to I hate to overlook the whole PC. I hate to overlook the whole WWE PC members, but I'm also looking forward to seeing a number of a number of indie
yeah,
darlings for United States.
we're gonna talk about them. We're gonna talk about them. Girls like
A
Priscilla
lot.
Kelly, for example.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
I heard
Heavy
about
character
her
work.
a month a while back when a month or two a while back when her name's being mentioned as one of the possible candidates for the
Yeah.
Mae Young Classic, and I caught up with most of what she did in Shine Wrestling, and I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
Heavy character worker, but she is very, very promising. 21 years old, and she's very, very promising.
Mhm.
Like, look out for her. Look out for her as far as like, I think she's preferred to stay close to home. She's from Georgia. She's preferred to stay in the southeast. That's
Yeah.
why she doesn't have a bigger name.
Mhm.
But she's gonna make a name for herself in the next
She
few
is.
years, definitely.
Cheers.
And
And
stuff.
also, yeah, and also two other names that I need to point out are Ashley Rain and who was it again? The other one,
Allison Kay.
Allison Kay. Yeah. I,
Former
I,
Impact
have,
girl.
I hate to bring it up, but I have to point it out. Both Allison Kay and Ashley Rain totally deserve it. I think totally deserve
Absolutely,
it.
absolutely.
This is
And
like
good to see Allison Kay good and healthy. Good to see
Yeah.
Allison Kay good and healthy because she had that pulmonary embolism in January. That's a scary deal. I just hope she stops smoking.
This is like basically WWE calling up Serena Deeb back again, but this time they're calling up two people.
Yeah, I think it's someone else actually getting the Serena call up. We'll talk about her later and stuff.
Okay, I think I know who. But yeah, we'll talk about
Yeah.
her later.
Don't worry about it. We'll talk about that. We'll talk
Okay.
about that. But anyway,
And then
Ashley Rain. Little known
Okay.
fact about Ashley Rain.
Mhm.
She's been wrestling for over a decade.
Yep, she does.
Yeah, she was the first Shimmer Tag Team champion
Yep, she does.
with
She is.
Nevaeh.
Yes. Yeah, she is. One half of the first ever, along with Nevaeh. Yep.
People underestimate how much experience she has, and she's really good, and very deserving to see her in the WWE ring. And Allison Kay, I like her,
Mhm.
and she's still a bit stiff at times in the ring, but she's trying hard. I can say that
She's
about
trying
her.
her best, basically. But yeah,
And she's a good big hoss kind of wrestler. Even though
Hoss
she's not
wrestler.
too big, she's kind of like brawler, that kind of stuff.
she's a brawler. Yeah, and she's a brawler.
She's a brawling type and what have you. And she's good. She's got good character work as well.
Okay.
Now I don't know how she and Charlotte are gonna get along if she would ever sign because they have a little bit of a beef with each other. So
Who and who again? Who and who again?
her and Charlotte
Oh, Charlotte. Okay.
with the big peacock thing and the pinkies and the stuff like that. They got a
Oh
little bit
yeah,
of a,
because she back then she was back in Impact Wrestling as Sienna. She actually did that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I remember now.
and her catchphrase is pinkies up. So anyway,
Yeah.
we'll see what happens with that. Also, Ariel Monroe.
Ariel Monroe. Okay.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
who recently got married to Cedric Alexander, by the way.
Congratulations to you.
Congratulations, Ariel, and stuff. And by the way, I will mention this. There was a video from the. It didn't show anything as far as like matches or anything like that. But there was like her 4-year-old what's it, son or daughter? I don't know exactly what she has. She has a child. She has a 4-year-old child and stuff, cheering her on and stuff. That was really cute.
Oh,
That was
okay.
really cute from the tapings. So she's been making waves more so in the southeast and the coastline as well, and California and stuff. She's pretty good friends with Nicole Savoy, which is
Oh, of course.
thumbs up on that. And they're pretty good friends. Like she's Big Swole, Little Swole, and what have you. That's kind of their nickname and stuff. She's,
Sure.
Yeah,
I've seen Ariel
she is
Manuel.
built
Yeah,
up. She's built up. She's pretty.
she's pretty built up. Yeah.
Yeah. And even though her name is Ariel, she's a striker. So.
It's a
don't
way.
expect
It's a
any
way
high
for
flying
her.
with her.
It's a way for her opponents to deceive her. People think she's a high flyer with a name Ariel Monroe, but no, she's gonna whack you up to death.
She's gonna beat you up.
Yeah.
It's,
Number one, her trainer is her husband, Cedric Alexander. Number two, she's friends with Nicole Savoy.
yeah. So it's at least the Nicole Savoy part is a good thing. I'll say that. I'm gonna say that much.
Yeah.
Cedric's been a little bit hot water lately.
Yeah, it's true. And then
Yeah,
of course
anyway.
I have to go. Okay.
That's the only thing we're gonna mention about Cedric. Anyway,
And then
a
okay,
couple of girls.
I'll run down a couple of other names that I think we already know: Mercedes Martinez, Rachel Evers, Reina Gonzalez.
We talked about Reina. Yeah, Mercedes and Rachel also we should talk about.
And yeah, Mercedes Martinez and Rachel.
Legend.
Mm,
The legend.
Yeah.
Mercedes Martinez has. If you were born the day Mercedes Martinez started wrestling, you can drive a car.
Yep.
Yeah. She's been wrestling for a while. She's been wrestling for 18 years now, and she is not slowing down. I think at some point in the next couple of years, maybe she calls it quits and she becomes a trainer. But she still got something left in her. That engine still got something in it.
The girl has.
Well, if you think about it, Mercedes Martinez was one of the ones that helped break Shayna Baszler in as a wrestler.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she did a fantastic job with Baszler. Baszler didn't need much work when she came to NXT. She's ready to be called up now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I can say about Shayna, here's the thing. Shayna's kind of I'll say about Shayna. Shayna's kind of a one-trick pony in a way, but that one trick is phenomenal.
Well, there's another former UFC MMA fighter on the main roster currently that's female. That's also a one-trick pony and is over like nobody's goddamn business right
over
now.
Like Rover.
Exactly. And that would be one Ronda Rousey.
Sometimes it's what I've heard it. I've heard it somewhere. It's like they say, keep it simple, stupid. Okay,
yeah. Keep it stupidly simple.
Girls, stupidly simple. Yeah, this is what these girls do best. Let them do it over and over. It will get over like a mofo.
Like here's the thing. Think about it. What is Ronda known for? Going into the octagon and in what? Less than 30 seconds, it's over.
Yeah.
Until she met Holly Holm and got cold-cocked.
Yeah, until she got too big for her breeches. Yeah.
I don't think she was too big for her breeches. I think that her opponents that she had prior to Holly Holm were handpicked. Because her weakness was always striking. Everybody knew that.
Here's the thing. I don't think it's so much handpicked as is the field is just so much better now than it was back then.
Yeah.
Right? The female MMA fighters have gotten a lot better since then.
Oh yeah.
In part because of Ronda, and because of how much exposure she gave female MMA.
She was a cash cow for many years.
Yeah.
And now she's going to be a cash cow for WWE.
Yep.
And if anybody that says no is out of their mind.
Yeah, but anyway, and Shayna Baszler is going to do a lot of good things for WWE as well. And to go back to who we were talking about, Mercedes Martinez is part of the reason why Shayna is in WWE right now. So she's already helped there, and I think she will become a trainer with WWE in the next couple of years. But until then, she still does stuff with Shimmer and other promotions all over America. So she's not slowing down right now. She's not stopping. She still got something left to prove, and I think she's gonna. I think she was a semifinalist last year. I think she's gonna have another big run, like quarterfinals, maybe even semifinal. I don't know. Don't think she's going to the final. You mentioned the final, by the way, is going to be at WWE Evolution at the pay-per-view. So I don't think she's going to be like wrestling at that show, but she's going to have a pretty decent run, I would say. And then putting over one of the big names in the tournament. And stuff. Rachel Ellering, by the way, we should talk about Rachel as well. She's making a return. And that surprised me, by the way. I did not expect Rachel to be in the tournament this year.
Somewhat, yeah. Somewhat surprised, yeah.
Yeah. She's actually heading to Japan next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I remember. Now that I remember, yes.
she's doing the 5-star tournament with Stardom. Yeah. Like she's gonna be doing like matches with I don't remember who she's with. If she's in the Mayo Iwatani block or the Kagetsu block. I'm not sure in which block she is, but her and Kimberly and Jamie Hayter and Nicole Savoy got some pretty big names coming over there.
That's true.
That's true. But yeah, Rachel obviously Paul Ellering's daughter, and she was in last year's tournament, make the second round. I think it's possible she makes it the second round again. She's kind of a different wrestler in the sense that she's a powerhouse kind of wrestler. She just beats the hell out of you and throws you around. Just even though she's not very big, but she's a former weightlifter, so yeah, that's her niche, and she does it really well. And she's also very likable, also very like she will get over. And she already got over with her couple of appearances at Full Sail during the NYC last year, so she's gonna be pretty popular over there. So, and I think she's gonna be another one of those girls that loses to one of the big names like the Satomuras or Tegan Knox or whomever.
Okay.
Yeah. So, a couple of names, final names as far as like the American names and stuff. Deanna Purrazzo, we haven't talked about her.
Oh, okay.
The Virtuosa finally signed with WWE.
Finally.
She, if you think about it, she's been wrestling for WWE for 3 years now.
And then somehow left. Joined.
She was never under contract.
Yeah, because
she was never under contract. It's just they really liked her, so they're like, okay, we'll give you a spot in NXT. We'll give you another spot in NXT. You'll get your butt kicked by Asuka. Then you're gonna make an appearance on SmackDown and stuff.
I mean, it's odd because she started in NXT in 2014 up to 2016. At the same time, she was doing Ring of Honor. So
yeah, like I told you, she wasn't signed. She was just making jobber appearances.
She was okay.
She was also doing stuff for Impact.
Yeah, she was doing stuff for Impact. She was doing stuff for Ring of Honor. She was doing other stuff on the side, and then comes in working as extra talent for WWE. What?
Yeah, that girl is busy.
So she was on the Brock Lesnar deal. Paid per appearance.
I don't think she does do.
She's not getting the money he's getting, but still.
I think it's not the case of Brock Lesnar contract. It's more Samoa Joe contract.
She actually gives a fuck, but that's another point.
Yeah, because I think it follows a Samoa Joe contract where she can still wrestle under the WWE banner, but she can do other stuff as well.
No, it's not that. Here's the thing. She only signed a month ago.
I don't know.
Point, she was actually doing stuff in other places and coming in for enhancement roles in WWE.
I don't know whether I want to say that WWE signed or WWE finally re-signed.
No, they signed her. They signed her. They did that around that time. Around that time they did that a lot. They brought in Deanna Purrazzo for appearances like that. They brought in Rachel Ellering for appearances like that. They brought in Tessa Blanchard for appearances like that.
Oh shit!
The Tessa stuff did not go well back then.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
What?
I just pulled up Deanna Purrazzo.
What happened?
This is scary.
What?
We have the exact same birthday except for year. We're 30 years apart.
Nice.
Exactly 30 years apart.
So technically speaking, you are born on June 10th. Okay, so that means you guys share.
We share a birthday.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Rachel Eldering and I were born 24 hours apart. Okay.
Oh
no,
shit.
no.
She's born exactly 1 day after me.
Okay.
Yeah, but like I said, Diana Peraza was born the exact day.
June 10th.
Yeah.
I'm saying exact year and 1 day later for me and Rachel.
Oh, never mind that.
Yeah.
But
You're
super
a
scary.
baby still.
This is super scary. That means 24. Yeah. You guys are 30 years apart. Good God.
Exactly 30 years apart.
Good God.
Anyway,
next year on June 10th. This is the birthday of Diana Perazzo and also my friend here.
By the way, you know he's born June 8th, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 days earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Liv Morgan.
Yep.
So?
Just saying, same 2 days apart. They Liv and Diana born 2 days apart.
Nah, never mind.
Yeah.
Never
Anyway,
mind.
let's move on.
No one shares my birthday. I know no one shares my birthday.
So, I mean, that just freaked me out. I saw that. I was like, that's why I said, "Oh shit!"
It freaked you out. Here's the freakier bit: no one shares my birthday because it's way too early.
That you know.
Anyway.
That I know of, because it's way too early for in the year for me to celebrate my birthday with other people.
Anyway. The last U.S. birthday. Anyway, I forgot about Karen Q. I should mention Karen Q because I think she's technically considered wrestling for the U.S. in this tournament. So
who?
Should talk about Karen Q as well.
Oh, okay, Karen Q. Okay.
Yeah. Karen. And by the way, nice transition because Diana and Karen are best friends.
Yeah. Okay.
So same trainer, same area, New York, New Jersey area, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So Karen has been rising up the ranks as well a lot in recent months, recent years, and she's been working a lot. She worked a lot with Ring of Honor, with the Women of Honor division stuff, tried to keep it as well as she could because of mismanagement and what have you. Did a lot of stuff with Women's Wrestling Revolution, with she's doing stuff with Rise and other promotions like that in the Illinois, that area, Massachusetts, and stuff like that. In the northern part of the country, very charismatic, very great with character work. As far as like the cocky kind of like carries herself like a star kind of deal and stuff. Really good with that. And her in-ring work is improving. So I don't think she's gonna go far in this tournament, but I think Karen, we will see more of Karen in a couple of years in WWE. Maybe even sooner than that. I don't know. And stuff. Finally, as far as America, the one American we haven't talked about in this tournament is the big return.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about.
The big return of one Celestine. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's a little story.
Okay.
I got into WWE around 2007, 2008. And I was falling in and out with it for a while.
Oh, please don't say. Please don't say.
No. Here's the thing.
Okay.
I remember I started watching NXT before it was NXT. The NXT that we know now.
Yeah. Okay.
Around season 4, season 5, and what have you. And one of the things that actually caught me, and I was like, "Oh, I like that. I'll keep watching it." Was the Chick Busters.
Oh no!
Her and AJ.
I knew it.
Because they were just very likable. It was just like, having fun, like talking to each other, like normal people, etc.
Like normal.
Caitlyn never was really that good in the ring. Like she became okay. She became decent, especially for her era. She became pretty decent. A decent powerhouse who could just beat you up and what have you. Yeah. But I'm happy to see her back because this girl has been through a lot since leaving WWE. She's been through a bad marriage. She's been through a addiction issues and stuff. She's gone through rehab and she's dealt with a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah. Mhm.
And it's good to see her in a healthy place, in a good place, and ready to perhaps maybe go even on another run. I mean, she's still only 32, and she could possibly get better with more training. So, hey, I wouldn't be against it. I would say that wouldn't
Okay.
be against it. I don't think she's gonna be like pushed to the moon or anything like that.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think this
even if
is
she
the
gets resigned
more.
and stuff.
I think this is the more accurate representation of they're doing a Serena Deeb again. So yeah.
No, I was talking about even if she fully resigns and just comes back to WWE full time. I don't think they're gonna be like, oh, she's gonna be like the big star and what have you.
If they
Push
do
to
that,
championships and stuff like that.
yeah, if
She will be there. She will be in important segments and matches here and there, but we'll see what happens. And maybe if she shows that she has improved and she's gotten better and stuff, maybe they do push her more than that. We'll see what happens though. But she's only 32. She's got time ahead of her.
yeah, I
And
mean,
stuff.
it's like I was trying to say that even if she isn't re-signed, at least we're safe to know that she has the option of coming back.
Yeah.
She has that kind of opportunity and
And
option of
it's
coming
good
back.
to see her doing well. It's good
Plus,
to
it's
see her
not-
doing well.
Yeah, and plus, it's not that she's not doing anything wrestling wise. She actually did. She actually did something a couple of months back, I think.
It was back in February. She had a match with Rachel down in Florida. I actually watched that match. It was pretty decent. It was pretty decent. For someone who hasn't wrestled in 4 years, it was pretty decent. I would say. And Rachel helped her out a lot in that match. She helped carry her in that match a lot.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Safest prediction I can make in this tournament: Caitlyn is going on in the second round.
Ooh, really? That's the safest bet you're gonna do?
Yeah,
I can call this much. I can call this
gonna
one.
win a match. Gonna win a match, and then she's gonna lose to one of the bigger names.
I'm gonna call this one out. I'm going Caitlyn, Mercedes Martinez, Priscilla Kelly, and Deanna Perez. So that's it. Let's go on.
Okay.
That's definitely a flat out for. That's definitely flat out for the second match. But yeah. Okay. Moving on to the United States.
Mercedes actually could go deeper than that.
She could.
Actually,
She already did.
And Deanna, I think could go deeper. I think they could go quarterfinals or even Deanna maybe even semifinals because she signed.
Mhm.
Anyway, let's talk about some of the other names. Some of the names I don't know much about. Let's talk about first and get them out the way. So Tara, for example, I don't know much about her. Honestly,
the
Chilean girl.
Yeah, one of the independent wrestlers outside of US, I believe. So.
Yeah, she's from South America. She's a champion in South America and stuff. I've heard she's a really good striker, really like a brawler and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm waiting to see what she does. She's probably losing first round. It will be interesting who she's paired up with.
Yeah, because that gives me flashbacks of who was it again, Taker? That came up, the one of the luchadoras from CMLL, or was it AAA?
No,
last year in NYC.
Last year, if you're talking about last year, that was
Suhei. It was Princess Suhei.
Princess Suhei.
They have it this year with Zeus's. They have Zeus's this year.
Yeah, Zeus's is here. Zeus's is here. She was part of CMLL. She left.
Mm-hmm.
She's made some appearances for AAA, but she's currently independent.
Oh, okay.
Zeus's may be signing. It's been rumored because she had gone to a tryout with WWE. Like she might be signing at some point in the next year.
They need to grab her. They need to pick her up because she would be a nice ad. Because
she would be a nice ad.
What happened? What I truly believe this, and I said this to you the other day, Bexley, that I believe part of the reason that Princess Suhei lost her match is because she was under contract at CMLL and she was in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She also like that. She was also paid money to have the mask, to lose the mask. But I think that was part of her punishment because when she lost the match,
so Zeus played it safe and just asked to leave before she went to do the tournament.
Yeah.
I can see that. See that definitely.
And the thing about it is that she owns the gimmick. Okay.
Yeah.
CMLL is not taking any
Uh-huh.
copyright. Whereas if she signed a contract with, say, AAA, they would
All right.
try.
Anyway,
They would try their damnedest to take. They are the promotion that tends to try to enforce copyright. Look at L.A. Park.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So I agree. I think Zeus will sign at some point with WWE. We'll see what happens with her after that. I think for the tournament, probably second round, perhaps. I think they will want to have a luchadora in the second round. So I think that could be Zeus.
Okay. So
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that.
should I talk about
some of the PC girls?
Should I talk about the one? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You were saying.
I can't hear you.
Uh-oh. Here
You're
we go
messing up
again.
Am
Are you on Are you
really?
on that wireless microphone again?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Should I take over?
No. What were you saying there, MDS?
Okay.
Should I? No. Should I start talking about the Japanese wrestlers first, or should I give?
I wanted to leave the Japanese girls last because they're the
For
big
last.
names.
Sure.
Because
why
they're
not?
the big. I want to close out with the big whopper, and stuff. You get what I'm
Sure.
saying. Get the fluff
Yeah.
out the way early, and then get to the big stuff later.
Are you saying?
Not to
Are you
say
saying that
girls
girls like?
Jesus and the
Are you
Americans
saying
are
that
fluff.
women like Ginny and Zia Brookside are fluff?
No. I don't mean it that way. I'm not meaning it that way. I'm just saying. I don't
No, I
expect
meant
Genie and
that in the rest.
Brookside or those girls to win the tournament. Okay.
Okay. Fine.
Like there are girls in the
well,
Japanese crew, the Australian crew, and stuff that I think could win the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to leave them late. Okay.
Quick point.
The only
quick
girl
point
that
out,
has
quick
even
shout out. Quick shout out to Taker. You're gonna love Zia Brookside.
yeah.
So I hear.
I don't know. She's 19 by the way. She's 19 years old. So
You're gonna love her.
youngest participant in this year's tournament. If we talk, let's talk about Zia Brookside and Jeannie, the two UK, not the two UK girls, because actually 4 UK girls and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 English girls. Okay, Zia Brookside is obviously the daughter of Robbie Brookside, who is a trainer down at the Performance Center.
Stepdaughter,
technically speaking.
Stepdaughter. Okay, whatever. Anyway. Right. She does call him. She does call him dad. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, but technically speaking, yes, she is.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Point is, she's been wrestling actually for a couple of years. Now 2-3 years and stuff, and she is rapidly improving. Okay, like I've watched her a couple of times in Stardom, in person, even stuff, and she's very talented. She's very promising.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very likable, very like definitely kind of a baby face type, like next girl next door kind of type and stuff.
Yeah, you could
a little bit of underdog in her, but she's definitely someone that has improved a lot. I think her spending a lot of time in Stardom has helped her a lot, working with girls like Io Shirai and others like that.
Well, yeah, surprisingly, she started off as a valet for Allmark, so that's one. And then she just started wrestling in 2015. So
yeah, I think you may know more about Zaya than I do, because she's been wrestling a lot in Japan.
Yeah, because most of her body wrestling is in Stardom. Most of it in Stardom is. She started off in 2017. She made her debut teaming up. She made her debut there. The highest thing that she did was actually defeating Chris Wolf in the 2017 5-star Grand Prix. So
yeah,
that's the highest achievement she did. By beating one of the favorites in Chris Wolf.
That's as far as like her winning an important match. Because she did have a match with Io Shirai.
Her body.
Or this year. Which was pretty damn good.
I I don't want to say that her body of work hasn't been completed yet, because that is the act. She doesn't have that much of a body of work, but from the looks of her body of work, she's doing quite well, especially in
Yeah.
Stardom.
For someone who is only 19 years old and has been wrestling for a couple of years only and stuff, she's
Mhm.
on a pretty good level already, and
Mhm.
she will only get better.
Speaking
Yeah.
about Zia Brookside and Ginny as well, they both of them actually both met one another. With Zia making her debut at Rev Pro, I think, losing in fact to Ginny as well in her
Oh,
debut
okay.
in Rev Pros.
All right.
So there's that.
Now the difference between the two of them is Jeannie signed with WWE, Zaya Brooks is not.
No, yeah.
Okay, Jeannie has
I
signed with
mean,
WWE in the UK
here's-
deal.
I don't think that's a big deal, because even
No,
if
obviously,
let's put it this way,
obviously Zaya
you
Brooks
know,
has not been
her
signed because of
daughter,
her age. Okay, they probably think she's too young to sign.
probably. But if it
Probably.
was me knowing that Robbie Brookside is there, I think it's more that I don't
He'll
want my daughter
eventually,
to
he'll,
wrestle under the WWE banner yet. Yet.
yeah, maybe, but
Not right now.
she will sign within the next couple of years, especially with the UK brands. They will sign her. Okay,
Of course.
they will pick up a couple of those youngsters, her and Millie and I don't know who else is there. Chikara is there and stuff like the
No.
lesser known girls, stuff. Her
There's
and
a lot.
Candy
There's a
Floss. I think.
lot of. There's a lot of opportunities over there. But again,
Absolutely.
if I wanted to posit out something, I'd say that I don't want my daughter wrestling here yet. I don't want
Yeah.
my
Okay.
daughter
Yeah. I
wrestling
understand.
here.
And by the way, speaking of UK girls wrestling in Japan, look out for Jamie Hayter next week when she comes to Stardom. That girl is a star. That girl is a star. Trust me, I've been watching her. She is phenomenal. And
Okay.
she made a crowd gasp by putting a knife on a toy lion. Okay, and the crowd was gasping and booing her like crazy. Okay, if you can make that work, you can make that work. Stuff you have a bright future in this business. Let me tell you. It's a long
Okay.
story, but I'll tell you about that story later, at another time. Anyway, Jeannie is your regular shithead fashionista kind of heel, great character worker, solid in the ring and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Most of her body of work has been on Progress Wrestling and Rev Pro. Most of it.
yeah,
And
she's
she has done a lot of.
very well known in the UK.
Yeah, she basically most of her stuff is in Europe, is in the European banner, under the European banner, and she has done a lot of projects on the independent circuit, of course.
Absolutely. Now she's had a little bit of bad
but-
luck this year. She's had a couple of concussions, including one in what was supposed to be her WWE UK debut. You remember the show at the Albert Hall, but they had to refilm the match. That was the match with her and Tony and Kelly and
they had to
etc.
refilm a match because of what I can't remember why they had to.
It started off and someone did a dive onto the other guys. I don't remember if it was it may have been Isla Dawn, if I remember correctly. It was either Isla or Tony, and in the process, Jeannie got concussed and got taken out of the match, and then they filmed it as a three-way.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Yeah. Because it was supposed to be a
the irony of speaking about. Oh, the irony of speaking about dives, Taker.
We will talk about dives later. Yeah, we will talk about that later. Anyway. Yeah.
Okay. From those two,
Jeannie will probably make the second round. I will say. I say that a lot, but I think Jeannie, because they see her as a star for the UK brand. I think she's one of those candidates to be the inaugural NXT UK Women's Champion. Her and Tony Storm and Dakota Kai, and we'll see who else perhaps. But I think she doesn't go too far in this tournament. I think just her in-ring work is still just solid. I think they will want better in-ring work when we get to the final 8, to the final 4, what have you.
Okay.
So I expect her to be out in the second round probably. Okay, so should we talk about the other two UK girls?
Should we or should we not?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Isla Dawn is pretty interesting situation.
Honestly, I have not heard of Iladon, so
I've heard people
school
that
me on this.
people that I talk with and that I know speak very highly of her. I haven't
Okay.
seen enough to make a judgment myself, but people that I trust have a very high opinion of her. And she's trained with Elsa Black. She's trained with Killian Dane. Very like she's a big striker. I think she's done like martial arts and stuff a little bit. Not MMA in the sense that, like she's done like she's had an MMA career, but she's done like
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying, especially with
Yeah. Okay.
striking, kicking, and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And she's also very also in the sense of how she can carry herself very well as well. Like she can carry herself like she's a big deal. And what have you. She has a lot of like she has a lore about her that projects pretty well, and I think she's gonna be someone also speaking of the WWE UK, the NXT UK brand that will be a feature player and will be kind of an upper mid carder in that division for the time being. We'll see what happens after that.
Sure. Okay.
I don't think she makes it far in this tournament. I think there's just too many big names for her to probably. I think she's gonna lose in the first round to one of the bigger names.
Okay. So I think
Either
the more
Diana, either someone like that.
yeah. Okay.
Diana,
Understandable. But
Tony, or something like that.
yeah.
Maybe
Understandable.
Nicole Matthews.
So
I
I
don't
think
know.
so. Yeah. So I think the more pertinent question for that would be okay, considering that I think you already put the whole argument to bed on this one. We have a stacked card this year. We have a really
Yeah.
stacked.
Yeah,
This tournament is
this
loaded.
tournament is 5 times stronger than the one from last year. Easily.
Quite possibly. Quite possibly.
And I will say that last year's field was not bad to begin with.
Yeah.
Not
bad at all.
Well, they said didn't Triple H at one point say they were originally going to do a 16, but they found so many out there that he went 32, and they could have gone 64.
Yeah,
that's how much female talent is out there.
Yeah, there's tremendous. But last year they wanted to feature a lot of the performance-center girls. That's why you saw Bianca Belair, you saw Rhea Ripley, and those girls get a lot of attention. And you saw like 13 or 14 girls were part of the performance center. To be fair, that included Kyrie and Dakota Kai and those girls and stuff, Sarah Logan even. But this year they toned it down a little bit as far as the PC. And even as like some of the PC girls are Io Shirai and Deanna Purrazzo. Okay, and Tegan Knox. So
okay,
you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do. So, but then again, I think the more pertinent question, in my opinion, I think, okay, considering that we have a stack card and we have these big names, okay, who's which of the smaller names? I hate to say smaller names. Which of the less exposed women's wrestlers could make a name for themselves, could create a bigger name for themselves in this year's NYC?
I think you have to be signed with WWE to be a lesser known girl in this tournament and go far. If I had to think of 3 names that I think could have a little bit of a run in this year's tournament, Rhea Ripley, Casey Catanzaro, and Lacey Lane, probably.
Okay.
We'll see what happens, and that means second round probably.
Yeah, because I'm saying the probably I'll say the undercard. I think I'll happily say the undercard of the NYC card here. Probably the lesser known names.
There's gonna be some really interesting first round matches. Okay, like I could see girls like Nia Brookside and Rachel Ellering and Isla Dawn going out in the first round, and that's not a small deal. Maybe with someone like Allison Kay.
Or even imagine this: Mercedes Martinez against any of the Joshis.
Oh, that could happen. That could happen.
Mercedes Martinez first round against any of the Joshis.
Yeah, we'll talk about the Josies, by the way, in a little bit.
Yeah, let's talk about it now. Let's talk about
Okay, we'll leave that last.
Okay,
Let's talk
fine.
about the Joshi
Okay.
girls. No. Let's talk about the Joshi girls.
Make up your mind.
Wait.
Yoshi goes
You know,
now.
I love how I'm just sitting here being quiet. You know, because I don't know much about all these women. You two seem to know it, so I'm half tempted to just to leave.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay,
You'll
fine.
take over. You take over
time.
soon.
Decision time. Joshi wrestlers now. Okay, NYC, go.
All right. Let's
We
talk
got
about.
Yoshirai, we got Meiko Satomura, we got Hiroyo Matsumoto. All
Let's
the
talk
three.
about Matsumoto first, since she's
Yeah,
kind of the
because
lesser
considering-
known of the three. It's just like I think she's the one that will go out first, as far as like who loses when, probably. But
Ooh,
that's no shame towards her Hiroyo. She's really freaking good, and I would actually say Hiroyo is probably the most known amongst wrestling fans in the U.S.
Mhm.
Because she's done a lot of stuff with Shimmer and other promotions in the U.S. Even wrestled for Rise and Shimmer
hang on,
this
Bexley.
past year.
Hang on, Bexley. Hello? Is there anybody there? Whose phone is that? I heard a phone ring. Hello?
Hello.
We're in recording process.
Anyway.
Hold on, real quick.
Yeah,
I
sure.
have to step away for a bit.
Okay.
And I mean about 20, 30 minutes. I got to go pick up
Okay.
LL
That's
because
the call. That is the call. Okay.
yeah, that's what the phone. You heard the phone ringing in the background. That's the call to go get her because I have the vehicle today,
Okay.
Oh,
so I have to go get her.
so
Okay.
we just continue and
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll try to
he'll
figure
hop
out
in.
where you're at when I get back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'll hop in. He'll hop in
All right.
eventually.
So
Okay.
let's talk about the Joshis. Let's
Okay.
start with Hiroyo.
The
Okay.
lesser name, but okay. Tell me why is she more famous in the Western wrestling crowd? You were
I
saying.
feel like it's just that she's done more stuff in the U.S. than the other two. Then Io the only thing I think Io Shirai has done in the U.S. is the Lucha Underground stuff, right?
Yeah.
And stuff. And Meiko's only made sporadic appearances in the U.S. She's actually more well known in the U.K.
Mhm.
And so she's done a lot of stuff in the U.K. the past year or so. With Fight Club Pro, with Pro Wrestling Eve and other promotions like that.
Mhm.
She's had. By the way, I will talk about Meiko later when I talk about one of my matches of the year
Yeah.
and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, Hiroyo's done stuff with Shimmer and Rise and other promotions in the U.S. and stuff. She's really, really, really good, and
She is.
she's someone that beats up a lot of people and stuff in the sense that there's the reason they call her the Lady Destroyer.
Yes. That's
Okay?
the
Lady
reason why.
Godzilla.
That's the reason Emi Sakura herself gave her the nickname Hakai Suru Onna. Lady Destroyer. Yeah, basically that's it. But yeah,
Yeah. So give me a second.
give you a second.
Anyway,
What are you doing?
Give me a second. Yeah, I wanted to respond to George. To George. 1 second. Anyway,
George.
so George.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so
But yeah, okay.
Matsumoto is someone that I think is kind of like, remember how I think it was Akira Tozawa
Mhm.
in the Cruiserweight Classic?
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. Like the lesser known Japanese wrestler, because you had Kota Ibushi in that tournament.
Yeah.
But Tozawa was also pretty great himself. And
I think it more depends on which section of the crowd you're going to know Akira Tozawa's name or Hiroyo Matsumoto's name.
I'm just saying Kota Ibushi was the guy that you thought was gonna go very far.
Yeah, true.
In the tournament. And Akira Tozawa was like, he's gonna go pretty decently, but he's probably gonna be out in the quarterfinals.
Yeah,
I think
but
that's
no,
where Hiroyo Matsumoto is.
Okay.
I think Matsumoto is someone that will have a couple of killer matches early on with someone like I don't know, maybe a Killer Kelly. We'll talk about Killer Kelly in a second. With someone like Mia Yim, with someone maybe even like Mercedes Martinez, and she will lose to either Yoshirai or Tony Storm or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with that, but that's how I would see things going with her.
And heck, she's not. And heck, she's not even the oldest of the three. She's not even the oldest of the three, but yet she still has.
Yeah, let's talk about the oldest of the three. Let's talk about Meiko Satomura.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're getting yourself murdered by the oldest of the Joshi wrestlers, eh, Bex? Because we are talking about Joshi Death here, folks. And I see we have ourselves a likely sacrifice. Hi, Bex.
What are you doing here, dude?
Surprised yet? Surprised yet?
What's going on here? All right, okay.
Well,
But
okay.
I get sometimes randomly summoned into these podcasts by either Senju or Taker. I think by now, as a regular viewer of Shooting the Breeze. Hello, folks. My name's William Fitzpatrick. For those of you who have been aware, I've been kind of on vacation for a couple months, but I've been listening to this broadcast thus far, and it's really been a really fun show. Really good, high energy.
So
I haven't done one of these podcasts in a while.
This is a high energy thing. This is a high energy thing, and I'm gonna add more energy to it. If this is how Bexley reacts, imagine when Taker comes back and say, "What the heck?" In about 20 or 30 minutes later, I digress. Yeah, we were actually talking about. We were talking about
Meiko Satomura.
Yeah,
we're about to start talking about Meiko Satomura. Actually,
getting started by the oldest Joshi in the list. So yeah,
and stuff, and I would say probably the best one, actually.
Yeah,
you can make an argument either Io Shirai or Meiko Satomura is the best wrestler in the world. As far as like female wrestler and what have you, and one of the best in the world, period. So she's just
and again, I'd have to say it's either you're gonna side with Satomura or you're gonna side with Shirai. It's either one of them or the other. So,
yeah, I can see that. Here's the thing. I watched Wrestle Queendom. Okay, do you know what Wrestle Queendom was? It was the Pro Wrestling Eve show back in May, the pay-per-view that they did.
Okay.
At York Hall, and Meiko Satomura had a match with Kaylee Ray on that show that was freaking incredible. Okay, and that was like they built it up as a kind of like a dream match in a way. Even though the big dream match was Asha Kong and Viper on that show.
Yeah.
Asha Kong was the bigger attraction and stuff.
Of course, yeah.
But Meiko Satomura and Kaylee Ray had one hell of a match. Like if you can find it and watch it. That match was incredible. And the story behind it was such a simple story. It's like Kaylee Ray trying to prove herself that she's one of the best herself and trying to prove that by beating the legend and stuff and digging deep and finally being able to do that. And give Meiko Satomura her first loss in the UK. So that was an incredible match. That was a match that's one of my matches of the year. Like, maybe not my match of the year, but it's in that short list. And it's not the only match of that show, by the way.
Okay, so remind me again. Kaylee Ray and Meiko Satomura on what again?
It was a Wrestle Queendom May 5th of this year.
Okay.
Yeah, they somehow didn't get themselves banned from the York Hall because I think one of the wrestlers did a stage dive off the balcony as well as doing, I think...
That was in the other incredible match, by the way. That was in the other incredible match. That was Charlie Morgan. That was Charlie Morgan.
The dive was Charlie Morgan, if I remember correctly.
That match with Sami Zayn, and that's what she does. She sees a balcony, she dives.
Okay, so she's basically female contra Ibushi.
Yeah, she has a bit of Ibushi in her. And that's
Japanese Kota Ibushi. Japanese female Kota Ibushi.
She's actually British.
And she's actually British. Yeah, okay. Point taken. Getting back on track.
And I will say, as much as I love Charlie Morgan, Kota Ibushi's better. I'll just say, as much as I love her, Kota Ibushi's better than her. Anyway. But Meiko Satomura just a legendary figure. She's the person that if you want to be a top star in Japan, you face Meiko Satomura.
Yeah.
Okay, because either you beat her and you become the ace or one of the top stars, or she beats you but elevates you at the same time because she's that good. She makes you look like $1 million.
So you're saying that Meiko Satomura is the female equivalent of, say, Hiroshi Tanahashi?
Yeah, in a sense. In in a sense.
Okay. Fair
Legends
enough.
in their own
She
their own
reminds
way.
me a lot more of Minoru Suzuki personally, based on the ring.
Yeah, I
style
will
that she
say
has.
she's more Suzuki than Tanahashi. She's
Mhm.
she's more Suzuki than Tanahashi. She has a bit of she has a lot of viciousness in her.
I'll concede the argument then.
Yeah.
Because I'd feel that if you bring up Minoru Suzuki in any argument, I'd lose. I'd lose.
Anyway.
In any case, okay.
Anyway, Satomura is. I will say this. She will be this year's as far as like the big star outside of WWE that will go far in this tournament. I don't know if she's gonna be in the final because I think they will want to have a final with girls who are signed.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be on pay-per-view. So I don't know if she's gonna make the final, but I think she's definitely in the semis.
Look, I mean, if
that's my second
WWE
savings bet.
if WWE invested a portal to literal HE double hockey sticks to bring her all the way to Florida, I think she's going far in this tournament.
I think she's going to
somehow.
She may be putting Io Shirai over.
I don't know what kind of deal has Triple H done with the Devil to pull out this kind of feat. So, and it's surprising that they actually secured not just one, not just two, but actually three. With one Hiroyo, being snuck up under the carpet without us knowing it.
The only other thing I'll say about Meiko Satomura is that woman is 39 years old and she's getting better.
Well, yes.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Like you know, me and Senju, we know about the phenomenon of Japanese wrestlers getting better as they age. I mean, Minoru Suzuki, for example, he just turned 50 and is now in the Genichiro Tenryu phase of somehow becoming much more dangerous and far more evil than he ever was in his prime.
He's slowly beginning to look like he's Oda Nobunaga in a sense.
I need to tell you this. The first I watched in full was this year's Wrestle Kingdom. So my first full-time exposure of
I'm
like, I watched it. I'm like, you bastards, you just fucked up royally.
Yep.
I'm watching that. I'm like, oh my goodness, what have you done, Hiroki Goto? Do you know what you've done here?
You shaved him bald, and it's made him extremely angry. One of my experiences with Suzuki, he actually does a variety of decent styles. He does a really good job with comedy matches. There's a bunch of old comedy matches from the 2010s that he did. There was a DDT Pro match that he did was extremely hysterical. But the match that really strikes out to me is when he decided to try to rip the Phenomenal Hobo's finger off during the G1 back in 2015.
The Phenomenal. I know who you're talking about.
Oh my goodness! Anyway,
if you don't know the Phenomenal Hobo, it's obvious already. So
should we talk about Io Shirai?
Well, I mean, the thing is that the Meiko Satomura, it represents two things about the Mae Young Classic this year. The first thing is that Hunter took the criticisms of the first Mae Young Classic kind of hard, which I think is a bit unfair to the people that were competing in that first tournament. Whenever you do the first of anything, especially a tournament, which WWE has had a rocky history of doing tournaments over the last couple of years, some of them have been solid, some of them have been great, some of them have been average or below average. But in this particular case, you have a situation where the first Mae Young Classic sets the table. And the great thing about this tournament is that a lot of the so-called top starlet stars weren't in this edition of the tournament. Instead, you have reliable veterans, good youth, and performance center people that hopefully they'll have win at least one match this time around instead of nothing. Because they were trying to establish the tournament last time. But it also shows the desperation of wanting to make the Mae Young Classic a marquee tournament, that he felt the need that he had to bring Meiko Satomura into this tournament.
Not just Meiko Satomura, I think.
But Shirai and also Hiro Matsumoto.
Yeah.
I think these three are going to be the gel and the basis of the tournament. The idea of, when I compared the difficulty level of the Mae Young Classic last time, I compared it to normal difficulty mode with the final boss at the end being a Joshi wrestler.
Yeah.
This year is Ultra Nightmare difficulty mode on Doom.
Yes, I did catch your episode, Fizz. Yes, I know the reference. Yeah.
That's
last year's just normal mode.
You're putting it.
Last year's just new game normal mode. This year is New Game Plus, Nightmare Hellfire mode with 3 other Joshi wrestlers as your boss. So
if you thought that Kairi Sane and her pile of bodies that she had in the background at the end of each and every tournament was bad, watch what happens when Meiko Satomura, Iro Shirai, and Hiro Matsumoto get going, alongside the British and the UK wrestlers, along with the Australians and everybody else.
I pray for the United States, I guess, in that sense. They're not gonna win.
It's gonna get crazy in this
It's gonna
tournament.
get ugly.
In a good way.
The pile of bodies, the pile of bodies increase in numbers.
I'll say this. Last year's tournament was more solid. I will say it's like, there was some good stuff, there was some bad stuff, there was some pretty good stuff, and some so-so stuff. But it was good enough that you could have this second tournament, and not just like, all right. Sometimes when you do the first thing, you just want it to be good enough, and then from the second time you do it forward, then you really want it to be like, okay, we gotta pull this off now. We gotta make this as good as we can, and they pulled out all the stops this year.
Yeah.
Especially since NXT is starting to slide away in popularity in the hardcore smarks' mind, because we are noticing now New Japan has now actually finally some solid ownership that is trying to do some things differently. Ring of Honor has suddenly reawoken and is now about to sell out the Garden, which I'm kind of freaked out by.
Surprising,
The rest of the indies are doing reasonably well, barring the ones that have decided to turn to Donner Party antics. And, and then we have NXT, which is kind of in this weird transitional phase of a bunch of 30-year-olds and the greatest babyface champion that ever lived in the beloved, blessed Tommaso Ciampa. Have you worshipped Tommaso Ciampa today, oh blessed of lords?
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Hey, listen, I will give Fizzy this. He called it. Okay?
He did.
He called it when he was talking about Ciampa and Gargano. It's like he called it.
Yeah, he did. I won't deny that. He did actually call it out. Ciampa's gonna win the match against Johnny Gargano and win the belt, which is surprising and all that, but yeah.
No, in the sense that who's the true babyface here?
Yeah.
True babyface in Tommaso Ciampa. Yes.
Johnny is claiming that
The difference is I don't consider Tommaso Ciampa babyface, but he was right about Gargano. That's what I mean.
Necessary evil. I mean, Ciampa's a necessary evil in the context of NXT. And right now, the thing I feel about this story about the Mae Young Classic, this second edition of the tournament, Shayna Baszler has somehow managed to peeve off every single female women's wrestler and is going like, I can beat anybody, I can challenge anybody. And then everybody around the globe says, you want to bet? and suddenly the monsters show up.
Lineup. Yeah, here's the lineups that you have. Good luck. And if the lineup of both Jinny and Zia Brookside doesn't really scare Shayna Baszler, Yoshirai Satomura and Hiroyo Matsumoto might or may or should scare her.
Should probably.
Or Nicole Matthews.
Or Nicole Matthews. Yes.
We'll talk about Nicole Matthews in a second. Yeah, let's talk about Yoshirai 1 second because we talked about the Japanese group. We haven't talked about Yoshirai yet.
Okay, go ahead. What's on your mind on Yoshirai?
What is it to say? One of the best, if not the best in the world today. She's just that good. She's just. When you talk about athletically, technically, it's just the character work she does at the same time. It's just there are very few that are on her level.
I'll do a slight correction for my end, anyways. She is pound for pound one of the best, if not the best, women's wrestler in the world right now.
Yeah.
So it's a no-brainer for her to be coming in, considering the fact that WWE has been relentless or has been trying so hard to get her, and even with the knockdown effect of her not getting signed last year, she bucked up and actually did something about it this year, and ta-da, she is here now.
Well, her neck is better now. I mean, her neck
and her heart is better now.
Her neck is basically the equivalent of a stack of dimes that's bent slightly.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I mean,
she's worked more tag matches and stuff like that in this past year, so she's protected herself a little bit. Although she's still taking some freakish bumps here and there, but that's what she does. That's what Io Shirai does. Anyway, but just Io Shirai is the one girl that is like, when you start talking about potential winners of this thing, you're like, I could definitely see her win. One of 3 or girls that are like, yeah, could win this thing, and Io Shirai's first on that list.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it's
and
more
I know
along
some
the
people can
lines
say
of like
again,
15.
Come again? You think it's more lines up?
I'm just saying, she's. I know I've seen some people saying that again a Japanese girl's gonna win this thing. I'm like, well, she's
Why
that
not?
good.
Why not?
She's that good.
Yeah, why not?
I don't get that complaint. I don't get that complaint. If you find another girl who's as good as Io Shirai and stuff, good. But there are very few girls like her. So why shouldn't she win?
I think the argument is better suited if I say why not? Why not Io Shirai? Is there any other? Is the? I'd argue tad bit that Tony Storm might do it. Might.
Like the 3 girls I was like, were like Io Shirai, Tony Storm, or Tegan Knox. And with Tegan, it's also a little bit of her story as well. And we'll talk about that later.
Fizz, you were saying about something about something.
I think it was actually more. I think that you're kind of underrating this field here, Bex, because it's actually more along the lines of not 3, but about 15 to 20 people.
Here's the thing. If I'm not underrating the field in that sense. I'm underrating the field in the sense of who could win, because this is a WWE tournament.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you have to be signed. Like, Nicole Matthews could win this tournament. Mercedes Martinez could win this tournament. Even someone like, I don't know, Mae Young could win this tournament and stuff. But they're not signed.
But
so
my question
they're not going to win it.
My question is,
like, the only person, and that is a very far reach, that could potentially win this tournament and has not signed yet, is Meiko. But that is a very distant possibility for her to win without having signed.
I mean, shouldn't why not? My big question is, again, why not? Why not someone who's not signed to WWE win the Mae Young Classic and just because the Mae Young Classic
it's
is
more
just
their philosophy in that sense, that they want someone who they know is gonna be like, because I think that they have plans for the winner, and the winner, as far as in the sense that we're gonna do something like. You saw it with last year's tournament. We saw it with the Cruiserweight Classic. We saw it with other tournaments they've done. They always give something to the winner, either a title shot, or a title, or something like that. So I don't think they want to give a title shot to someone who's not signed. You get what I'm saying? Unless you maybe wanted to tell me that Meiko wins it, and then Meiko wins it, and then loses to like Kyrie, and then that puts over Kyrie to make her even more important and stuff. And that's that. But that's why I say Io, Tony, or Tegan as the most likely ones.
Okay.
Like I said, the field this year is stacked. The field here is stacked. We haven't talked about the Canadians. We haven't talked about Tony Storm, Mae Young. We haven't talked about a lot of people.
Yeah. Okay. Fizz, is there any chance of WWE just bucking up the trend and just, okay, we're gonna hand the title, we're gonna hand the Mae Young Classic trophy, the winner of the Mae Young Classic, the trophy, to someone who's not signed under WWE? Would that possibly happen?
Possibly. I mean, let's remember something here about WWE and tournaments. Tournaments tend to be rather cursed.
Okay.
I mean, like, let's look at the past winners. TJ Perkins is TJ Perkins. Let's see here. We have the winner of the first Mae Young Classic, Kairi Sane. Ended up getting a concussion towards the tail end of the year. Has kind of sputtered out of momentum, but is now finally facing Shayna Baszler again in a rematch of the Mae Young Classic final. That's a bit of an odd booking decision, but okay.
Yeah.
The King of the Ring tournament. Neville is still stuck in the void as we speak.
CWC?
I mean, that's CWC.
Okay.
That was TJ Perkins.
TJ Perkins. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
So I mean, I would go with an unsigned person if I was structuring the tournament one year, because sometimes people who are not signed or affiliated with a particular promotion do win a shiny trophy.
Yeah.
Perhaps. I just think the way the WWE works, it could be. I think it's a little bit of a.
Okay. Because I see the potential.
That a cool thing will happen.
I mean, I see the potential of handing it over to someone who's not signed to WWE as a way of elevating their name. I want something from WWE. I want WWE shiny thing. Yay! More chances for me to do something. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm only saying that because I think that's how WWE works. Like if I worked in the term, if another promotion worked that term, I would say sure. Why not me again winning the tournament? Why not Nicole Matthews? Why not who else? You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, because it depends on the book. It depends on who runs the booking and whatnot. But I see the point. I mean, it's a WWE produced show, so they want a WWE produced star to win the Mae Young Classic. They can't really hand it over to an independent talent, and then a famous independent name talent, or even a foreign independent talent for that matter as well. But
yeah,
I would definitely like to see the chance, that opportunity, or just WWE blinds me and just go, okay, foreign independent not signed under WWE wins the Mae Young Classic. I would like to say that. I would like to see that. I would love to see that.
Yeah, I would too. I'm just saying, I don't think it's very possible.
So you're excited about Yura Shirai. Senju's excited for Yura Shirai.
I'm excited about everything. I'm excited about everything.
I'm excited about all these girls because I like a lot of them.
Okay. Okay. Interesting point. Oh.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying that's who the three girls will be most likely the winners in the tournament. Io Shirai, Toni Storm, and Tegan Knox.
Okay.
And stuff. And
Fizz, you were saying you're not excited about
we should talk about the thing.
Never mind.
MDS.
We'll skip that. I think we'll skip that. I think we'll skip that.
Yeah.
I think
it would be best that we skip it. Yes, I'm back now.
Oh, welcome.
Hi.
Ella and myself made it safely. Yeah, I see who you drug in.
Look what I.
Morning, Fizz.
Morning. I see you cloned yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
A younger version of himself.
Now that TakersMinion, by the way, missed the Joshi girls we were talking about with Fizz.
Yeah, I missed
we were
all
talking
that.
about. Yeah.
I'll go back and listen to it.
Don't worry about it.
It's basically the equivalent of here there be Joshi Death.
Here they be Joshi Death. Yes, I think so.
I think when you face Mako Satomura, that is Joshi Death.
It's basically Lord Toranaga coming back again. You'll be the body of everyone else. Japanese conquer wrestling again.
Should we talk about the one thing that we can talk about the tournament?
Let's
get it out of the way.
Let's not.
Yeah, actually, we kind of.
I'm thinking maybe we should.
We kind of have to address it, right?
Should we?
Yeah.
Sadly to say, unfortunately, I'll do this. I'll do this as quickly as possible then.
Yeah,
why not?
Go ahead, you do it.
Okay. Sadly to say, and it's a disappointment to all of us, I think, because we're looking forward to seeing the shiniest wizard come up. Tegan Knox suffered an injury.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Well, folks, I did.
There was this.
I did.
Sorry, interrupted you.
No problem, man. I did a preview of this tournament a couple days ago, and the thing I brought up in this tournament was the questionability of Tegan Knox's durability in this tournament, because there is no question that Tegan Knox, aka Nixon Newell, is a solid wrestler, a solid regional UK wrestler. The unfortunate thing that happened in the second night of the tournament during one of, I believe, the quarterfinals is that she ended up doing a dive outside the ring, and apparently
we don't want to do like what are the things exactly like spoil things and what have you.
It's not spoiling. It's basically
she got injured. Yeah.
She got a dive outside the ring. She injured her leg, and this time it was the good leg. It wasn't the bad leg. It was the good leg. And she finished
it's not good anymore.
It's no good anymore. She's out for an indefinite period of time at this point in time, and it's unfortunate, but this is one of the things that I mentioned was the question of if they had her go deep in this tournament, was she going to be able to do well on a knee that had recently been repaired And she had a minor injury a couple months before this tournament started out, as she was going into doing the wrestling and getting back in and getting rid of the ring rust. The question was she going to be able to, if they decided to push her to go deep into this tournament? Because I had questions about that, and unfortunately, and I hate being right in this situation, this injury happens.
We all hate being right?
Yeah, we all hate what happened. It's just,
well,
I think it was a freak situation. Like, it was a spot that kind of went wrong, and just it happened. What happened, and all that.
Okay.
I don't think she is like. Obviously, I don't have any bullets when it comes to this point. I don't think like she has a condition where she gets injured, like a arthritic condition or anything like that. I think both of her injuries have been like freak injuries. Like one, like her leg just planted and her wouldn't turn, and she tore her ACL. And this one, she smashed her leg on steel. Like, that stuff happens.
Yeah.
But I don't have. But if someone would call her injury prone, I'm like, I can't say anything against that. Sadly.
I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Bex. She's worked the British wrestling style. The British wrestling style, as we have seen through the statistical data of every single female wrestler or male wrestler that has come through that scene in the last 15 years or so, they have a lot more wear and tear on them than the average wrestler does. Those wrestlers start when they're in their 20s or in their late 20s. Most British wrestlers start out when they're 15. They're already seasoned 35-year-old veterans in a 25-year-old person's body.
Yeah, I think that's
So
look at Paige.
Yeah.
Paige is a prime example.
Yeah.
Or Wade Barrett.
Oh, Wade Barrett. Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody that's been around. I mean,
I'd hate to put Adrian Neville on that same ballpark, but it happened as well.
Yep.
I don't think it was more so that much of a breakdown with Neville. It was more so like
again,
I think he had that many injuries.
It's more like it's a freak accident again.
Yeah.
Neville was doing a baseball slide.
Yeah,
and broke his ankle.
Because I don't want to go on the carpet bomb generalization that all England based or all European based wrestlers have the propensity or have the tendency to get injured easier than wrestlers outside of England. I don't want to go ahead and flat out.
You know what I think it is? You know what I think it is? I think Europe and like the scene outside of the US is not as sensitive to, hey, you might be hurt, go check it. They're more in the sense of like, work through it. If you have something, if you have an inconvenience, work through it and what have you.
Well, look at Steven Regal and how beat up he is now.
Oh yeah, he is.
Who you mentioned?
William Regal, I should say. Now I know him as Lord Steven Regal. Okay.
Lord Regal. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it just messed up. Didn't hear who you talked about.
Yeah, look at William Regal. Yeah, okay.
He's had a lot of injuries. He's had to have multiple surgeries on his neck because of what happened.
I will say the good thing about the situation is that Triple H came out and he seemed to be very supportive of her.
Yes,
like he's behind her, and I think she needs it at this point. Like obviously, there's something that needs to be set up. I need to say, this is a girl that she's not very tremendously known to the U.S. scene, to the U.S. wrestling scene, and what have you. And when she made her debut for WWE like a few months ago, after the ACL injury and stuff, the amount of wrestlers that came out to congratulate her and wish her all the best and stuff, it was insane. Like, she is tremendously popular amongst her peers and her fans and all that kind of stuff too. So it's just a horrible situation, and I just for someone like her to have just a couple of these bad injuries and stuff. I saw somewhere that it could, like, she posted a picture of where the way she pictured what happened to her leg, she made it seem like she had a fractured kneecap.
Pretty accurate.
Yeah,
but
that and a broken fibula, I think.
So
that was an awful situation.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what to say. Just I hope she can
What
get
else
back
then?
and she can get back healthy.
Yeah.
And I think
What else is?
if she takes her time and she doesn't rush back, I think she's gonna be fine. I don't think she's gonna have reoccurring injuries. Hopefully, if she takes her time, if she like waits before she comes back, they don't rush her back. And
Well,
I think
she's signed to the performance center. They're not going to rush her back.
No, they're not going to rush her back. I
No,
mean, right
yeah.
now, at this point in time, what they're trying to do is they're trying to make sure that their performance center people they get the proper amount of time to recover back from an injury.
Yeah.
I think what they're
Yep.
going to do is they're going to probably, instead of debuting her on NXT, if they're going to do anything with Tegan Knox,
Mhm.
they will likely do the thing where they just catapult her up to the main roster to tag with Dakota Kai if she gets signed up there to the main roster. Now, again, this is fantasy booking, this is futures, but what they've done in the past with people who have dealt with injury concerns is what they've done is they've catapulted them up to the main roster. Usually, it's a lot of the times it's a lot of people shaking their heads going, I'm not really sure why they did that, but the reality is that they want to get as much value for money out of these performers as they can in this situation. I think that they're going to do that with Tegan Knox.
and sometimes it works. Sometimes it works.
Oh no.
And
Shit.
what did you say?
No wonder.
What's the matter?
No. Okay. I hate to say, I know that the taping for Mae Young Classic has been done.
Yeah.
And I just saw who Tegan Knox is supposed to face, so I'm upset with that.
Yeah, the bracket.
We won't mention who.
The brackets are already
done.
filled out.
Yeah, the brackets are already done.
Yeah.
Have already been taped.
Yeah, it will be revealed on August 29th, reportedly, apparently. But
yeah,
it's out there. If someone doesn't care about spoilers and wants to go check them out,
again, we're not.
They can go.
Yeah, they can go check out the spoilers, but they can go check out the spoilers. But I just checked it out, and I checked it out even though I shouldn't. But I'm definitely upset at who is she supposed to face. If she wasn't, who's she supposed to face if she wasn't injured? My goodness, that should have been a barn burner of an event. Oh god,
yeah,
very upset.
I know who he's talking about.
So regardless, we're all in the same agreement that Tegan Knox's injury is incredibly unfortunate. We wish her the best in recovery, and we hope that things go well. But like I said, I said this in the preview that I did a couple days ago. Either she's going to have the best 5-year career of her career, and she does well in this tournament, or she's going to have a very up and down 5-year career that is going to be inconsistent due to injuries and questionable booking. But yeah, regardless,
that's my only worry.
That's my only worry.
She's gonna get hot shot to the main roster, and she's gonna get the Becky Lynch treatment.
Becky's had us all around thus far on the main roster.
We'll see.
Okay.
Well, at least she's been a champion at least. She's been a champion at least. I will say that.
But I'll say I could have said the Bailey treatment.
Becky said Bailey's had a solid run.
Yeah. He's got a solid run.
When you love someone, you try to find positives. Okay. When you love someone, you try to find positives. That's what I say about Becky Lynch. Okay. Because I love her.
Bex, you're talking as if Becky Lynch is your lover, right?
Did I just accidentally unleash Pandora's box?
I think so.
No, I forgot that Bexley is such a bit as huge a mark for Becky Lynch as Metal Man is.
I am, but I'm not irrational about it.
Okay.
I understand why WWE made these things.
That is true. That is true. You are more rational than Mr. Matt is, but because him and I have gone round and round and round and round and round and round for months.
Hey, Matt is a good guy. Matt is a good guy.
Years, I think. You can say year. You can say a year.
It's been
now.
a solid year because I keep pushing for Becky to turn heel.
Taker has developed a phobia for steampunk attire because of the Becky Lynch debates.
Yes.
Okay, should we move on? We gotta hear more girls to talk about it.
The minute Taker sees a steampunk attire, nope.
Or
Nope.
here's the first 5 seconds of Becky Lynch's theme goes, nope.
Hey, big boy, come here.
We got some big names left. We got some big names left.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, let's talk about. Let's mention for 1 second. We got a couple more PC girls. We need to talk about Tanara Conti and Via Lee and Kavita Devi and stuff.
Yeah.
They're probably losing in the first round. I would say. I don't know. Maybe Tanara. I think they may want to do something with her. I don't know, but it will be a proving ground for her. For all three of them, it's like how much they've improved in this past year. You know, like they do kind of need to show something as far as like if you want to be used in NXT after the tournament, you gotta show something.
Well,
So,
yeah.
Conti's solid. Xia Li got the best match out of Mercedes Martinez in the first round, and Kavita Devi is trained by one of the great wrestlers of all time,
I'll say this.
the great Kali.
I'll say this about Xia Li. Vina loves her.
Mm-hmm.
You remember Vina?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She loves her.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. And she has a lot of like charisma and like personality and stuff.
Well, the
I
thing
hope
about,
she does well.
about Kavita Devi is that she can fly around the ring at her size.
I was talking about Xia Li. I was talking about Xia Li actually.
Oh, Xia Li. Well, Kavita Devi, she's someone who's big.
Mhm.
She's tall.
But she's deceptively
Yeah.
fast.
But she is quick.
Yeah.
That is one thing that impressed me about her last year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's big but agile. The question is, how well can she pick up the mechanics of wrestling? That's my question with her.
Hmm.
If that makes sense.
I mean, Great Khali made a career out of choke slamming people to death, so you know.
No. Great Khali made a Great Khali made a career of karate chopping people's heads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I also want to talk about my
Sorry.
two.
Please don't karate chop my head.
I also want to talk about my two girls who are like I'm a huge fan of these two girls and stuff, and I'm happy to see them in this tournament. One of them is Mae Young.
Let me guess. Okay.
One of them is
not,
Mae Young.
not one of my guess.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I just can't WWE please sign her like now. Like she's really good, very likable, has a great story to tell as well, and she's pretty good in the ring as well. She's changed her style because she had an injury last year, and she came back and she's more of a striker and submission specialist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think Mae Young, they need to sign her at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's been under the radar for like 4 years or so, even back before she went to Impact.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they got to do something with her and stuff. And the other girl, it's kind of my wild card, not just for this tournament, but also for NXT UK, is Killa Kelly from Portugal.
I've seen Killa Kelly work in WXW. She's a very, very solid wrestler, has worked with a lot of really good wrestlers. She came originally from Portugal over to Germany to work because Portugal doesn't have much of a wrestling scene at this point. And she's really, really solid in ring.
Yeah, she's improving. I've been watching her in Pro Wrestling Eve. Okay, she's had some really good matches there with Kaylee Ray, with Charlie Morgan. She's had some great matches there. Okay, now sadly, because I don't watch too much WXW, I have yet to see her win a match. But every time I've seen her in a match, it's a pretty good match. Okay, and I think they found something with her.
Okay.
Like she's someone that will make it. She's a brawling type, a more polished alpha female in a sense, but she's able to combine that strength with she's also very, very attractive, and that savageness and attractiveness at the same time. And she's a combination that will be very interesting in the future.
I think
they'll take their time with her though.
I honestly don't care.
Fizz, I think what you're positing to me earlier on might be correct.
I think that I don't really care about attractiveness so much, Bex. It's more along the lines of, does this person look like a women's athlete? The kind of person who is taking all of that, anger and rage that she had if she was a former Girl Scout or not, because we all know.
Totally. Yeah, I'm just saying she combines the savageness of an alpha female with someone who could also who's also she's more versatile. She's more
That
versatile.
alpha
than-
female
you get
has
what
an
I'm saying.
incredibly large fan base that you probably have just set off at this point.
Yep.
Sorry.
You
Yep.
want to? I'm
You know
looking
what?
at. I'm looking at something here
Yeah, go ahead.
about Killer Kelly right now.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Something that is, it says in her personal life, it talks about, she started watching when she was 7.
Mhm.
She worked in backyard promotions, I guess down in Portugal. But
Mhm.
here's some of her people that she says that have influenced her career: Low
Mhm.
Key, Gail
Mhm.
Kim,
Mhm.
Katsuyori Shibata,
Surprising.
Asuka, Tony
Yeah.
Storm,
She's
and
a
Charlotte
striker.
Flair. And Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
interesting. I don't know about that one, but that's
Okay, okay.
She's a striker. I
Interesting.
will say that about her.
Interesting.
Like, she's someone that will beat the F
Interesting
out
mix.
of you,
Interesting mix of people.
okay?
Very
And she's someone that
interesting.
will beat the F out of you.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, here's the thing. Like,
She has-
first and foremost,
has
you
the
have to
best of
understand
me.
that Portugal probably still has an old school VHS laserdisc tape trading scene. That's probably why some of her favorites are kind of unusual wrestlers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has
I can see
one of my
that.
favorite submissions. She has a surfboard into a dragon sleeper, which is absolutely really cool. So that is great. We will see a lot of her. We will see a lot of her in the months to come. I think they're gonna take their
Hopefully
time
so.
with her. I don't think she's gonna go very deep in the tournament, but
Mhm.
I think they're gonna put her with someone who's really good.
How
They
far
could put her
how far would you guess she's going to go deep?
either second round or she loses to Laki Yoshirai or Hiroyo Matsumoto. She loses to one of the Joshi girls.
One of the
I
Joshi
think she-
girls?
Yeah.
You know what? You know what? I'll be frank. I see. If you want to go from the biggest badass, Kelly, send her the biggest badass we have.
Mhm.
Meiko
I could-
Satomura.
I could see that. I could see. I'll give you 3 names. I'll also give you 3 names: Killer Kelly, Zaya
Mhm.
Brookside, Rachel Ellering. Okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
these 3 girls I think lose to Japanese wrestlers. I don't know what round, but I think they'll lose to the Japanese girls at
Okay.
some point.
Okay.
Okay,
At
some point.
I think they view them
Damn it.
all 3 of them pretty good.
Damn it!
right now.
anyhow.
So yeah.
I
damn it anyhow.
just saw something very interesting.
Left.
Okay.
Remember when we were talking about the
4 girls left.
hold on. Remember we were talking about the American women in this tournament? Has anyone seen a
Yeah.
picture of Priscilla Kelly?
Oh
Yeah.
God, yes, I have seen
Yeah.
pictures of her.
Tell me who she looks like. Tell me I'm not the only one.
I actually
seeing
said this in the preview that I did take her. She looks like an American version of Paige.
No,
Version of
she looks more like Ruby Riot.
True that.
agree with.
He's kind of a mix.
Did the
To be
preview
fair,
just die?
Ruby's
Did
been
the preview just die or
aged a
something?
lot.
I know.
No, I
She
think
has
so.
an identical face to. She almost has an identical face to Ruby Riot.
Hi, is this?
Oh,
But by the way, I do
Fizz,
need to.
are
I
we talking
do need to say
about
this.
the same person?
I do need to say
Fizz,
this.
are we talking about the same person?
Priscilla Kelly.
Fizz, are we talking about the same person?
I do need to say this. As much of a mark as I am for Becky Lynch, I'm equal a mark for Ruby Riott. I love that girl.
They got her cast
Oh,
wrong right now.
Really good.
They've
Yeah,
got her
she's better
cast-
as a baby.
I do. Too.
She's better as a babyface, but I think at this point they know she can also work heel. She's been pretty good. Once she moved to Raw, she's been really good.
Mhm.
Once she got away from Charlotte, and I think they know if need be, she can be a good vicious heel and what have you. But I think at some point they'll turn her babyface. And I could see her. We were talking about with Tegan Knox potentially her moving up straight to the main roster and teaming up with Dakota Kai.
Mhm.
Ruby Riott is another person that I would put in that discussion because she's best friends with Tegan.
Fizz, I'm still going to side with you. I don't care because I think the comparison is actually quite true.
Anyway, let's move on to the other 4 girls that we haven't talked about.
Move on to the other 4 girls. Okay, sure. Oh.
Let's start with Vanessa Craven.
Mm-hmm.
Giant destroyer from
The
Canada.
Mountain.
Yep. Giant destroyer from
Mountain,
Canada.
6
What else
feet
do you want to
2.
talk? Yeah. What else do you
I
want
think
to talk
she's gonna
about?
be this year's Jazzy Gabbard.
Mhm.
Like in the sense that she's gonna be put with one of the small girls and what have you, and she's gonna be the David versus Goliath story. She's gonna beat the hell out of that person, then that person beats her.
Yeah, I'm
and
gonna
stuff.
say she's 6 foot tall, 195 pounds.
And she's
But
pretty
not
solid.
really tall.
I've seen her.
Yeah, she's pretty solid. Yeah.
She mainly
She's
works
pretty
for
solid.
Smash Wrestling up in Canada, which is a promotion that actually regularly trades talent with.
I've
the
seen some
promotion.
of her. I've seen some of her stuff with Courtney Rush,
Mhm.
Rosemary. Back when she was Courtney Rush.
Actually,
and
there's currently 2 people. There's a Rosemary and a Courtney Rush, apparently. Some kind of weird multiverse dimensional thing is happening.
Weird.
we need 2
Just
hours
weird.
to talk about that. We need 2 hours alone to talk about that thing by itself. Okay. Because that's a story involving 3 different characters, involving
How
Su
the
Young,
hell?
Ali, Tessa Blaster, all that kind of stuff. It's insane what's going on right
Look,
now.
it's
Okay?
Canada, dude. It's insane. Canada
It's
in
insane.
general is generally insane. So Vanessa Craven is a powerhouse destroyer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, she's pretty good at that. She's really
The
good
most
at
that
that.
I can see anyway.
But I think she's gonna go out early. I think she's
Oh,
gonna go out early in that sense. That she's gonna put over someone who's small,
Okay.
versus Goliath kind of thing. The other
So,
Canadian
David-
is a more interesting case when it comes to this tournament.
Nicole Matthews.
The other Canadian who's in the tournament,
Nicole Matthews.
Nicole Matthews.
Okay.
Yeah. The Shimmer Taker.
The Shimmer. Yeah.
Yeah, because she's been the veteran. Like the ever since she debuted back in like Shimmer 7 or something, or Shimmer 15 or so, whatever. Shimmer 15 was, I think.
Yeah.
7 was Portia Perez for partner. The only Shimmer episodes she's missed were the ones where she went to do the She one in the UK last year. She had not missed a single one since then, or before that. Like she's always been like the solid driving force of the promotion and like the locker room leader of any place she's going to.
Okay. Yeah.
Like she is great, and she's a different kind of heel. She's a funny kind of heel in a sense. A lot of character work, a lot of work with the crowd and stuff with the fans that she does. But she can also go in the ring. I saw her match with Tony Storm. She won 100. That was a really good match.
Well,
I've seen a lot of stuff.
I know her name back when she worked in Japan, where she fought Hiroyo Matsumoto.
Yeah, she's done that.
That's one. She did that.
Yeah, she's really
but
good. And she's only 31. And she's been working for a decade plus, but she's only 31 years old. Okay,
she has been in the business for about 12 years.
Yeah,
she
was actually, when she started off in ECCW, you know who was her big rival at the time?
Who?
Becky Lynch.
Oh, really?
As Rebecca Quinn.
As Rebecca Quinn.
As Rebecca Knox, actually. Rebecca Knox. That's her name.
See.
Rebecca Quinn's her real name.
Oh, please. ECCW, she actually faced off against who else but Natalia.
Yeah, also that.
And beat her, too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know that this person can actually carry people, so that's good.
That's good. she can actually.
Nicole Mathis is one of those wrestlers that I don't think Nicole Mathis is someone who could have a 5-star match, but Nicole Mathis is someone who cannot have a 2-star match.
Fizzy, your dislike of the Hart family is showing.
I don't mind Natalia more than the other ones.
Well,
but my family's waiting for me.
I'll list down the names. I'll list down the names quickly of the people she has met.
There's 2 left.
Okay, she has met Natalia. She has met Tenille Dashwood. Anyone remember her?
Absolutely.
Yes. Emma.
Yeah.
The love of bread.
Yeah.
And then in Shimmer, she's faced everyone. She's faced everyone in Shimmer.
Yeah, and then if you want to go
from Asuka to Ruby Riot to everyone.
Yeah, and then if you want to go on the Joshi end of things, she has faced Hiroyo Matsumoto, she has faced Ayako Hamada, she has faced Saya, she has faced Ayumi Kurihara. So a lot of things. She's basically an experience.
She is really. Although my favorite feud she's had was with a dog. My favorite
Right.
piece of shit.
Right. Okay.
Watch the G1 finals to understand what I'm talking about.
Right. Let's move on to
Watch
the
G1
final two.
finals.
Let's move on to the final
You
two.
understand what I'm
that we
talking
haven't-
about. Don't worry
Let's
about
get to the final
Anyway,
one.
I know.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Final
Rhea
two.
Ripley is the next one.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The two Australians.
Rhea
Ripley. Let's
Yeah.
go with Rhea.
Rhea
This is where
Ripley.
my tongue
Rhea
stops.
Ripley's the wild card for me in this tournament because I think they have big plans for her. I think they want to push her. Especially now that she's transformed into kind of a baby Madison Eagles, with her
Baby
getting
Madison
like
Eagles?
more
Is
muscle, more like muscle picture and what have you. And
Is that actually
What?
a fair description?
Full Sail's copy machine has now broken, and now Rhea Ripley is now going to be impersonating her mentor and how she feels about that. Which means
Yeah.
Full Sail's
What?
insurance is about to go up by the roof.
We're photocopying Rhea Ripley's mentor in the form of
What did you
another
say?
Rhea Ripley. Yeah.
I mean, Madison Eagles is the equivalent of unleashing the Tasmanian devil on a poor, undefended village
Yeah.
yeah,
without a coffee maker.
Yeah.
No coffee maker?
I'm just saying.
No coffee for you.
I'm just saying with how she's built up like body wise and what have you, and how she's gotten more darker and that she kind of reminds me of her a little bit now. And I think that's why they want to use her, someone who just beats the hell out of people.
Yeah.
And stuff. Now, Madison's more technical, to be fair. Madison's more technical, to be fair.
She's
If
the
ripping out
powerhouse
someone's arm
of it,
is more technical, yes.
yeah. Wait a minute. Ripping out someone's arm isn't technical? It's more brutal? Are you saying? Yeah.
Well, you can rip it in different ways. You can just stretch it and stretch it and stretch it until it rips off. You just can.
But like, here's the thing: it's like you have the junior version
That's
of,
good.
of
Love that,
Madison
by the
Eagles
way.
in this tournament. You have the
Mhm.
junior version of Madison Eagles in this tournament. Somebody who I was really impressed with last time, and it's a little difficult to impress me in tournaments because you only see part of what a person actually is in ring. You only get a small sampling of what they are actually like in a full scale match. And she was the one Australian out of all of them that has really impressed me so far because she doesn't make my ears bleed like the Iconics. She's not a loaf of bread like Emma that has to overly rely on sex appeal and look at me, which I really, really don't feel because I find it irritating instead of why don't you work on your wrestling a little bit? And then we have, of course, Tony Storm, who I think is okay. I mean, I don't really buy into the hype of Tony Storm thus far. No offense, dude.
That's a bit of a hot take, I would say.
I don't believe in hot
Oh,
takes.
we're moving. Okay. We're moving on from Rhea Ripley to Tony Storm in a flash. Is it?
I'll say
Are we?
this.
Are we?
Rhea Ripley last year in the tournament, that was a pretty underrated match. Like people forget, it was a really good. Okay.
So the other
I think
person
she
is the
could
high
go
favorite.
far. She could go far because I think they have big plans for her.
Yeah.
I think she probably loses in the second round to someone like Io or someone like that, or maybe even Tony. I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see. And then Tony Storm. Here's the thing about here's why I really like Tony Storm. I will tell you.
I'll just keep my disappointment down. Let's move on to Tony Storm.
Yeah, I'll just say Tony Storm to me, as far as like, I think when you talk about a WWE prospect, I think she's one of the best out there. As far as like having the complete package. As far as like, she's really good in the ring. She can talk. She has a lot of. She carries herself pretty well. She has an aura about her, and she's pretty young and pretty attractive. So she as far as like a WWE package.
We're gonna throw.
You get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Look, this is WWE. Okay?
Yeah, okay, it's marketable. She's marketable. Yeah, okay, I understand.
You
Yeah,
get
okay.
what I mentioned that. Okay.
She's
so in
marketable.
terms of a WWE prospect, there's not many I can think of that are like her. Now, are there better wrestlers out there? Yes, there are. Okay.
Yeah.
Are there better promos out there than her? Yes, they are. But I think as far as when it comes to like a WWE prospect, how they want to use her as their ace, as someone like for a brand like the NXT UK brand and stuff. I can't think of someone better than Tony Storm. And that's why I think she could go far. She's gonna go really far in the tournament and probably maybe even make the final or maybe even win it.
Okay.
Stuff.
I
mean,
is anything to add?
She's one of the better ones they have.
I like the fact
What?
that what Fizz said about Emma being a loaf of bread, yeah, and the Iconics making his ears bleed.
Wait, what?
I'll say this. Here's the Iconics are an eclectic. I love them, but I can understand why someone doesn't.
I don't call them the Iconics, by the way.
The Iconic.
That's right. You know, like AA Ron, for Aaron. AA Ron for Aaron Rodgers. You know, AA Ron. And it's Iconic.
The Iconics, yeah.
Iconics, right.
Dash.
Yeah.
Fizz, you have anything?
I also call them a couple of freaking harpies because as a tag team or either one of them in singles matches, have they won yet on the roster? No.
Early on, but not recently. They don't know. They don't really know what to do with them.
They did well in singles though, but they can't do well in tag teams. I don't know why. It's as if WWE is telling me that they're going to split the Iconics.
It's going to happen. We know it's going to happen.
Yeah, that makes me sad. That makes me sad because there's a lot of potential for a potential breakup, but they're not going to do anything with it.
Fizz, you have anything to add on Tony Storm, though?
I don't think so. I think he stepped away.
Anyway.
Oh, he stepped away.
Okay. He got his mic. He got his mic.
He stepped away. Okay.
So I'm just saying that's why I think Tony Storm is going to go pretty far in the tournament, and that's why I think she's my number 2 pick as far as like potentially winning it behind Io Shirai.
Ooh, creepy thought. Creepy coincidence thought about Tony Storm. She lived in. She resides in UK, right?
Yeah, she lives in the UK now.
Guess where she lives exactly?
Yeah, where?
Liverpool.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Taker has become Fizz for 5 seconds about his displeasure about soccer, aka football.
Yes. Because
by the way,
for one simple reason, Fizz.
What?
My co-host is a Liverpool fan.
So
he makes a point. He makes a point to point out this kind of stuff to me, knowing that it's going to provoke me.
Hey, I'm not saying shit about West Ham. At least West Ham is doing pretty well in this season.
It's early.
So they field an entire team of hams.
Wait, Fizz. I have to say this though, Taker. The Premier League has just started, and tomorrow Liverpool is going to face off in its first ever match. Guess who the opponent is?
West Ham.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Anyway.
So next week, we're gonna have an interesting talk.
No, next week is breakfast show, so there will be no talking of football or soccer.
Headlines. Insane American promptly launches cannon of hams at Liverpool.
Unless West Ham pulls the upset and wins by 4 goals, I don't see us talking about it.
Yeah, and then Taker's gonna rub the whole thing on my face and say, "West Ham beat your team, suck it."
Like last year, I had to listen to you and Sal both give me grief over that match. So if it happens, it will be my turn.
Anyway,
but the thing is, Sal is not going to. Is Sal going to join me next week's breakfast?
Hey. Yeah. Hey, because I have to go because my family's calling me because we're gonna have dinner here.
Yeah.
Who do you? Let's make a quick prediction. Each one of us. Who's the MVP and who's the winner?
MVP is all of them. Yes. Clearly. Okay. All of them.
All of that, obviously. Okay. Because we want them to succeed. Who do you think is going to be the best? Who's going to have the best matches in the tournament? Who do you think is going to win?
Okay, that's an obvious question. That's an obvious answer. It's Satomura is the MVP of the tournament because she's going to be carrying a lot of the inexperienced wrestlers throughout the tournament. And the winner, I don't know. It's going to be really fun to see.
Yeah, true that. I agree with the MVP. I agree with him. I think probably gonna be Satomura, because I think they're gonna have Satomura do more of the dream matches, like with some of the top wrestlers and what have you. I think they're gonna have Yoshirai work more like PC girls and stuff. So if I had to choose that between the two of them, I would choose Meiko as the MVP. But I think probably Yoshirai wins the tournament.
Okay.
Which is not a bad thing, obviously.
Yeah, I'll agree on that one.
Do you think they will go with 2 Japanese wrestlers in a row?
I don't really see a reason why not to.
Why not?
I wouldn't be shocked if they pick someone else, but
I don't see anything wrong with them going with 2 Japanese wrestlers, and I'll go with.
I don't either.
I'll also go with Satomura as MVP, but Io winning it all.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. I think that's how they're going to go with the whole thing. So
my guess is with Taker.
Okay, we kind of all agree. Actually, I don't know, except Tracy didn't really pick a winner.
But I can't really possibly pick the MVP because I think this is the perfect platform for these women to shine on the wrestling stage.
Yeah, maybe someone surprised us.
I can't possibly.
I don't know. Maybe Diana Purrazzo shocks us and has like some fantastic matches.
Why do I get the feeling that a lot of these women from this Mae Young Classic are also going to be involved in the evolution in the matches?
They are. They will probably.
They will be.
They will probably have a battle royal or some match like that where some of these girls are in it.
Yeah, yeah. But here's the thing, though. Isn't it a little bit of a coincidence that they're doing this just as much to add to, just as much to add to the women's roster in preparation for Evolution in a way?
I think they had it planned before. They had it planned before Evolution. To be fair. I think they had it planned the second the main classic last year ended. So
okay.
All right.
Anyway,
you go do what you gotta do.
I have to go.
All right.
Anyway, you can where you can find me at Philip Bexman. You can find me. I talk about a lot of stuff. I actually watch a lot of track and field these days because we got some championship. We're winning a lot of medals for some reason.
Quickly. Yeah. Plugs. Your plugs. Everything. Yeah.
So
any other shows? Any other plugs?
I do. My schedule is more fluid at this point. So if I do a show, whether it's the Dawson Report or Sports Bros Incorporated, I'll let you guys know and stuff. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do a Sports Bros Incorporated once I return from my brother's wedding, which is early September, just as the NFL season is about to start. I'm gonna do a show with George, talking about that. Other than that, I don't know exactly when I'm gonna have a show again, but we'll see. And I think that's that. So thanks for having me, you guys. Enjoyed it a lot. And I'm gonna go see what my family wants now.
Wants food. They want food. They want food.
Here's the thing. We also have my uncle came from another city, so
still food. Family time. Kiro and Saka. Family time.
Go.
That is kind of important. So yeah, I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys another time.
Yes, we know. Yeah, you too. Well, in actuality, we are actually kind of almost at the tail end of the whole thing.
Yep.
In a way, this is getting tired and grading both of you in. Not that I'm complaining though.
No.
Taker and his clone.
Taker and his clone, Bexley clone. Bexley Taker.
No.
Come on, you know how Mad Scientist is, Taker. You know, I have a concept of Mad Scientist.
I'll take the word of Robert Downey Jr. in Avengers: Age of Ultron. We're Mad Scientists, bro. We just gotta live up and know that.
You guys are nuts. I leave for 25. I leave for about 20 minutes or so. I come back and there's a wild fizz here who's calling me a Bexley clone. Or calling Bexley my clone. Wait a damn minute here. What have I done? What have I done to deserve this?
Nothing, I guess.
You how unstable Mad Science is. You know, it never turns out completely 100% right. So obviously, Bexley is going to be the exact opposite of you.
Thank God.
In a way.
At least I don't know if you heard me talk about the harpies.
The irritating banshees.
They're irritating
Yes.
banshee.
Yes, I call them the iconics. You know, just like Aaron.
Hey, Rod, yeah. In any case, before we wrap up, I just because you said that because an interesting point that you're pointing out that Diana Perazzo shares your birthday. I did a
Yes.
little bit of research. Guess who shared my birthday
Who?
or shares my birthday? Rey Mysterio Senior.
Oh, the old
Oh,
man of Ray Jr.
Yeah, the old man of Ray Jr. Well, uncle, I think I think so. Yeah, uncle, the uncle of the other Rey Mysterio,
Yes.
the more popular Rey Mysterio, I think.
Yeah. Well,
And
Rey
there's-
Mysterio Sr. was big time over in Mexico.
Yep.
Ray
Oh, and guess who
Mysterio
the other one is?
Jr. was.
I got two.
Oh,
I got
really?
two.
Oh, okay. Who's the other one?
You're gonna laugh at this one though. The masterpiece himself, Chris Masters.
Oh God.
He did a main event at an indie show in my hometown that I ended up missing, but the match is on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, here's like I said, I found that strictly by accident. I was looking. I didn't go hunting for it. I just happened to click on her name and saw that, and I'm like, oh damn,
It's creepy.
it was creepy.
Well, at least one of them is 5 years older than I am, and the other is like 30 years older. But that's
Yeah,
understandable.
and I got one that's 30 years younger than me.
In any case, it was fun while it lasted. We talked a whole boatload of Mae Young Classic, and yeah, I have to keep my a feeling of upset in check, especially when it comes to Tegan Knox and Rhea Ripley, because I know something that you guys don't, unless you guys dug into the spoilers.
I always dig
Which
into the spoilers. It doesn't matter to me whether or not something gets spoiled or not. It's just something.
But there are those out there that do, and I know I dug into the spoilers strictly by accident because of the headline on K-Side yesterday.
I'll poke you. I'll tell you guys on that one on the off show. But in any case, considering
for those of you who might be interested in a spoiler-free talk about the Mae Young Classic, by the way, a couple days before the Mae Young Classic actually started, I did the evolution of a Faustian bargain show on Fizzy's Wacky World of Wrestling. This
about
covers
3 days back, I think.
Yeah, this covers the entire field of the Mae Young Classic, from Ariel Monroe all the way down to Xerxes. It's a more of an in-depth thought, where this is just me coming in and helping out Senju and dealing with the clone and Taker.
Dealing with the clone.
Well, Biz, I said it before, and I'll say it again. You created this monster that I am,
and you decided to impersonate Victor von Frankenstein and create another monster.
All I did is I've only had Bexley on one other time. And that was last year for the Mae Young.
Yep.
He hasn't been on
And you
since.
created a monster. Yeah, and you created a monster a year after. But in any case, at least coincidentally, we are actually done, unless we have other things on the plate that I don't know of.
No, I didn't. I thought maybe we'd hit some Raw and SmackDown, but I guess not.
We're not. We're not going to do that. Let's talk. I told you last week, if we're going to talk about Mae Young Classic, we're only going to talk about Mae Young Classic. Whatever happens on WWE Week, that's up to you guys to discern, process, and take opine on your own, because we already have our feelings felt on that one. Even if we don't, well,
I didn't really see Raw this past week because I was too damn busy at work. I worked my day off.
I did though. Week was average at best. Week was always paint by the numbers. There's nothing to shout out about again, I guess.
I mean, the only thing to majorly shout out about WWE programming this week is that Selena Vega, Lana, Rusev, and Andrade Cien Almas are going to be having a tag match at SummerSlam, and NXT's parking lot apparently is unsafe, as yet another wrestler has gotten horribly injured, likely as a mercy shot by Candice LeRae, because Aleister Black was originally scheduled to be in the main event of TakeOver at Brooklyn. Now he gets to avoid dealing with the Brooklyn hipsters, and we get yet another Gargano Ciampa match. Yay!
Your favorite two guys.
I like Ciampa, but I would love it if he did any other matches with anybody other than Johnny Gargano.
Yay!
Well, and don't forget the Vega Almas Rusev Lana match is not on the main card of SummerSlam. It is a pre-show match.
Okay.
Now, here is the sad thing about this, and someone pointed it out earlier today on a daily. As that came out a month ago.
Yeah.
Rusev was competing for the WWE Championship against AJ Styles.
Yes.
And now he's on the main show, and now he's back on pre-show.
Okay.
Like I said,
what a step down for that guy.
Like I said,
I don't think they're ever going to get his booking right. To be perfectly honest with you,
I don't know whether WWE wants to focus on pre-shows as in, hey, you made it on a pre-show, you made it on a pay-per-view card. That's a success. 2 thumbs up for you.
Pre-show gets more coverage than the main card anyway, so okay.
That's true.
Considering how many people have been yelling at the top of their lungs about SummerSlam, I think ending up on the pre-show might actually be a good thing.
Well, SummerSlam, if you look at the card right now for Raw, it's predominantly rematches.
King Bob versus Elias, Finney McBrogue versus a now bald Constable Corbin.
Constable.
The beloved Roman Reigns facing against Brock Lesnar. SmackDown has yet another rematch between The Miz and Daniel Bryan, and a bunch of other stuff happening.
Oh, wait. Let's not forget. Elias is making a special live performance at New York.
Yes, and don't forget too.
He's actually playing a concert.
And don't forget too, Fizz, we have Punch versus the Nat.
Oh, Punch versus Pixie Hulk. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Pixie Hulk.
I call her the Nat. Because she's not 5 foot tall and she can't weigh more than 90 freaking pounds.
Yay. This is going to be an awesome breakfast.
Oh boy. I'm already gearing up for it.
Oh
it's
boy.
Gonna be, it sounds
I have cleaned all the guns. Now I'm loading them.
I suspect that the kitchen's probably going to be a 5-alarm fire, judging by what these two are saying at this point.
The mess the kitchen is going to do in the breakfast series, it's going to be awesome.
Yep.
What would Taker cleaned his guns and now starting to reload them, and me just pondering what have I done this year to warrant such a dilapidated breakfast scene?
The only match I have any real interest in right now is the 2 women's matches, actually.
Oh no, not just that. Daniel Bryan versus The Miz.
Yeah, I want to see Miz get his comeuppance from Daniel Bryan.
Yep.
Sorry, Sal.
But other than that, I don't know. Maybe this is my punishment for actually going to the finals of the G1 and also going Wrestle Kingdom as well. This is my punishment. I'll accept it wholeheartedly. Oh God!
Honestly, on all honesty, I'm actually looking forward to SummerSlam more so than Takeover.
Oh yeah, that's actually quite true. Surprisingly, considering.
I mean, is Curry Singh going to win the shiny thing, or is Curry Singh going to do a life of piracy and destroy the boat of Jericho?
I think, I think he's going to destroy the boat of Jericho first before doing anything else. Hopefully so. Why not? Why not? I mean, going on to the 5 cards, it's not bad for Takeover 4. It's not bad for Takeover 4. It's just
what would be hysterical is if Regal got so annoyed by Ciampa and Gargano that he basically said, "That's it, sunshine. I'm unleashing the monster." Releases the cage, and it isn't Lars Sullivan. It's Candice LeRae. Look, the one person who's actually looked like an NXT heavyweight champion in the entirety of this feud has been Candice.
Yeah, I know. You've already told me this a lot of times. Plentiful of times already. Yeah. Let's just give the shiny belt that actually shouldn't... actually is the triumphant shiny belt for NXT to Candice LeRae. Let's just do that. William Regal, if you're listening... just
Johnny.
Just open the cage.
Mhm.
Let them fight, or something like that. Well, in any case, yeah, this has. If there's nothing else on the card, this has been Shooting the Breeze episode 56.
Yep. Got
Mostly,
plugs?
let's talk. Let's talk about Mae Young Classic. But then again, yeah,
Mhm.
thank you to both Philip Dawson or Bexley.
Mhm.
For coming in, and he had to leave earlier on. And thank you, Fizz, for making a surprise live appearances to actually get the old dusty laboratory up and running again. So that. In any case, I got plugs.
You got any plugs to make there, Mr. Fizz?
Well, I've gotten back to doing Fizzy's Wacky World of Wrestling, folks, and Fizzy Wacky World of Wrestling is currently on a sort of semi-active weekly schedule at this point. Currently, I'm doing the podcast at this point solo, which has gotten rave reviews from several people who have talked to me about it, and I'm continuing to go on the solo path here, and we've got episode 48, 49, and eventually 50 lined up in the pipeline here over the next couple of weeks. We might have a double header this of next upcoming week, but it depends
Oh,
entirely on
and
how I feel.
yeah, and before that, congratulations, Fizz, on your on another anniversary.
Oh yeah, 6 years.
I hear it's your 6 years. Yeah.
I actually got the date wrong yet again. I actually did this
Oh my
last
God.
year with Wacky World of Wrestling. It was actually August 12th that I did my
Ah.
debut show, but I consider this the week of Wacky anyway. So
Here's the
yeah.
thing, though. You guys have already reached August 12th. I'm already reaching August. Yeah, I just reached August 12th. So again,
Mhm.
congratulations on your 6th year.
Ah, no problem, man. It's been a
Mhm.
really interesting ride, folks. Me going on this podcasting journey of sorts. I'm self-trained, so it's a bit of a different experience than what most people have in the world of the world of podcasting. And I'm bringing a professional experience on a shoestring budget. So that's always so fun. And this new headset has maybe been able for me to actually do these podcasts solo. So it's really good to do that. And well, you guys continue on with your plugins or so. You can follow me on Twitter at William Fitzpatrick14, and who knows what's coming down the pipeline next.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Taker, where can they find you?
Takers_minion on the Twitter machine, as always.
All right.
You can also find me in the daily and the nightly on K-Side. I tend to hang out there quite a bit.
Mhm.
Um,
And get into arguments and whatnot.
oh, of course, but
No,
always respectful. Always respectful.
Yep. Respectful arguments, of course.
I do not attack anybody personally.
Oh,
So-
of course not. Because that's not argument already. That's just ad hominem attacks. So
Yeah, and I don't. That's not me. And
in any case,
you can also catch me normally on Sundays, but this coming Monday night during Raw, believe it or not, going to be live doing the August induction that we should have done last week of the fans' choice for Hall of Fame for the month of August. It was Ric Flair winning with 52% of the vote.
not so surprising at all.
Not surprising at all. My co-host on that show is ill,
Mhm.
and he has computer issues. However, one George Curtain Jerker at Sabes is going to step in on Monday night, and along with myself and my lovely wife, Legends Lover, we will be inducting Ric Flair,
Yay!
discussing his career.
Hmm.
So that'll be
That's fun.
Monday night at 7 p.m. That's Connoisseurs of Wrestling here on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a bittersweet moment, though. It's going to be a sweet moment, not bitter. Sorry.
No.
And it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Of course.
Where can they find you?
Of course, you can find me on Twitter at Mr. Dr. Senju. That's MRDR Senju. You can also catch me on the official Shootin' the Breeze channel. That's SHOOTINDABREZ1 on Twitter as well. Well, this is about it. I'm going to run down the whole podcast plugins that we need to do. Some of them are affiliated with Cage Side Seats, the site that the blog site that happily allows us to promote our shows. Some of them are unaffiliated podcasts with Cage Side Seats, but are affiliated with us under the banner of Los Ingo Bonobos, is a podcast. Some of them are, some of them aren't, and some of them are also just podcasts we love to promote and just send their names out there. We have Cage Side Seats Trailer Podcast under the banner. We have Not Your Demographic. We have Keeping Up with the Kayfabe and Bros Before Elbows with all that under the Cage Side Seats banner. Some of them, most of our friends are unaffiliated with them, but they are affiliated with us in a sense that we are under the same banner family. Two Guys, One Sport with Crazy Chris Colgan and Curtin Jerker at Saves. Unfortunately, this week they are not doing a podcast this week due to some personal issues that they're having, having.
They will be back next Thursday.
They will be back next Thursday, so don't you worry about that. Fizzy's Wacky World of Wrestling with Sir William Fitzpatrick himself right here. It's safe to say that I can say that. Check your local listings because these are just okay. If it's on, it's on. If it's not on, it's not on. So there's that. Violent Wrestling Podcast with Ambrose Ellie and Prince Moxley Lopez, who made his triumphant return. Should I say triumphant return last week?
No,
Yeah,
he made his first appearance ever on this show.
Yeah, triumphant appearance, I think.
Yes.
That's the appropriate one. And then you have Ambrose Alley's Ramblings with Ambrose Alley herself. Check local listings as well. Match Fixing with Don Sal Guzmano under the banner of Cedar Bridge Media. You have Wednesday Night Shootin with Tanya Rogers and Andrew Swift. We got Ruthless Aggression Podcast with Metal Matt. And, of course, last but not Connoisseurs of Wrestling with Taker's Minion, Biff Kensington III, and Legends Lover. And last but not least, Sports Bros Incorporated. Georgette Savez and Philip Dawson. Check local listings. Sure, we also have MLW Radio Podcast that we promote. We happily promote, actually. Something to Wrestle with Conrad Thompson and Bruce Pritchard, and What Happened When with Conrad Thompson and Joni Schiavone. Other podcasts or other stuff that we promote out, Big Rick Travels with Big Rick Steve, the live podcast of a man driving a big rig and happily just chatting to you all while he drives the big truck. And of course, last but not least, Mbovo Sumo. That is MBOVO Sumo. This is a Twitch TV channel that happily promotes sumo wrestling, if you are interested. I know Taker's Minion is interested. I know Fitzpatrick is also interested in this one. So there's that. Other than that, that's just about it. Those are all the plugs. Those are all the things that I need to promote. And last but not least, I have to wrap up by saying, well, thank you for listening. This has been Shootin' the Breeze episode 56. Thank you again to both Philip Dawson and William Fitzpatrick, sir. Thank you so much for coming up. Thank you so much. I had fun. I had tons of fun. I know Taker took. I know Taker took the backseat this episode because he's mostly just. Yeah, and that's fine. He took my role. He took my role a little more this week. This week's episode. Okay. For Fitzpatrick himself, for Dawson himself, and for Taker's Minion, I am Mr. Dr. Senju. Don't forget to smile. Be nice to one another, and I'll see you next week.
Bye. See you, everyone.